the shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise. Strange moons circle through the skies. Much stranger still is lost Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed shall dry and die in lost Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the
Why, hello.
Hola.
And welcome to session 11 of Murmurs at the Abyss in Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. I am your keeper, Stu, and to my left.
I'm Kimi, and I am playing Doris Daniels, at least for a little while longer. She's hanging in there with her sanity. And she is an explorer, adventurous. Doris the Exploress. Yeah.
My name is Jim, and I'm playing Isadore Holzman, our happy-go-lucky archaeologist, who is not happy or lucky.
And I'm CADave. I am no longer playing Dr. Edward Friedman. I am now playing Dmitri Andreivich Tupolev, formerly of the Russian army. Currently now seconded unto the service of the one guy he found in a sanitarium that spoke Russian.
Right.
Hi, I am Pooja. I am playing Camilla Greenwald, librarian, and super, super really bad dreamer. Real bad. So bad.
All right. So, would someone like... Today is game time, July 11th, 1923. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We are still in the night of the 11th.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And someone want to summarize what happened last time?
I only remember
my
the
summary.
big ending.
Yeah.
I have my summary. Do you want me to read mine?
Yes.
Yeah, yours.
Let's see.
We'll add flavor text.
Yes.
Okay, the party discovers that Dr. Kistler has made arrangements for a local sanitarium. They go there and get checked in.
Willingly.
Camilla speaks with Gail Northope. She tells her that she was hired by his lordship to watch over his son. She very suddenly came down with scarlet fever while reporting to his lordship, and by the next day had lost her sight. Camilla tells her...
Oh, we forgot that Doris went and gave Gail, your gun
That's right.
Right.
to keep a hold of while we went to the sanitarium.
And everyone thought I was going to murder her,
Yes.
which just didn't even occur to me that I would do that.
Well, look, I've got something here
episode
for
is
you,
named
Abigail.
No,
Deadly heirlooms.
it's an heirloom, and I was like, maybe taking a gun to the sanitarium, they'll probably confiscate that. I probably shouldn't.
And may not give it back when you leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Camilla tells her that the lordship, that the young lord's hangers-on might be responsible with the disease-causing thing. Northope also tells her that the followers were staring at her menacingly, and once she was blinded, they whispered threats at her. Camilla corresponds with Dr. St. John, who tells her that Arthur Aidan Edwards was a college friend and wrote several manuscripts, some of them of an academic nature, and others were quote-unquote speculative fiction. He died in the 1900s. Dr. St. John's assistant was sent to Harper Publishing House, where Edwards' manuscripts were going to be posthumously published. On his second trip there, he was never heard from again.
And the guy who owns that publishing house is the same guy who owns Robert Trask's old house.
Yes, yeah. Dr. Friedman convinces the psychiatrist at the sanitarium that he is well and is released a week after he arrives. He disappears. Camilla, Doris, and Isadore have a dream, a hospital operating theater. The mystery woman is in the theater screaming at them, but they can't hear her voice. The door is open and leads to a long staircase downward. They follow it, except Doris. It leads to a stone chamber with a doorway leading out to a forest, which leads to a valley where they see a Renaissance village. Doris and Isadore are released along with Dmitri, a Russian soldier who has been in treatment since he was captured by the Germans and was discovered by an American unit. They assume he's American and is sent to England for treatment. The party has a meal and returns to Hamblenden. Doris visits Gail Northope to retrieve her pistol and notices someone watching the old woman's house. When she gets her pistol back, it is loaded, and it wasn't when you dropped it off. Northope tells her that she can hear them walking in her garden yard at night. Doris confirms this. She takes Northope to stay with the party at their B&B. They discover that Northope speaks some Russian, as she was a nurse on the continent during the war and worked in a convalescent home where there were several Russian soldiers.
She is also very good at drinking.
And very good at drinking. The party has another dream, this time with Dmitri and Gail. Same as before, they're in a forest. Camilla tries to quick step to the village. Badly. And I have in big bold text at the very top. Camilla critically failed her dreaming roll to quick step to the nearby village in the dreamland. She rolled a 100. That's the worst possible roll.
Yeah.
They go somewhere horrible. That was my note to myself.
The
Before the
best part about this was that I thought I had done the best I could do.
Yeah.
It is deceptive,
Yeah, it
isn't
was-
it?
Like, until someone told me different,
Yeah.
I was like, I actually, I not only succeeded, I succeeded the best I could succeed.
Yeah.
And then people were like,
Oh, God.
that's 100.
Yeah.
That's 100.
You can't roll worse than that. It's the worst possible roll you can get. All right. So she basically takes the step, and you guys suddenly find yourselves in the New York coroner's office. There are 6 slabs for the corpses. 5 of them have the burned and maimed bodies of the zombies from the Carruthers house, and Old Man Carruthers is on one of them as well. His body doesn't look right. It is more of like a mass of flesh. He's bald. In his head, beneath the skin, you can make out the folds of his brain, as if his skull is gone. And as you look at the rest of the body, you realize that probably his whole skeleton is gone. His arms are flattened. His hands sort of droop over more like tentacles now. The chest is swollen in because there's no rib cage left. And he seems to be moving and looking at you. And then the 5 corpses start to stand up, start to rise on the table. Above you is not a ceiling, but it's an operating room theater. And you can see you-know-who standing up there. And she seems to be muttering something to herself and gesticulating.
Okay. Is she behind glass this time?
You couldn't really see glass, but you just couldn't hear her.
Got it. Somebody saw
Now-
that.
now-
Somebody went upstairs or something.
Well, yeah,
and thought it was-
I seem to recall that, like, before she was behind some glass, and that's why we couldn't.
I may have described it that way
Okay.
because because you couldn't hear her screaming.
Right,
at you.
right, yeah.
But now you can hear her, and she is not speaking. Anyone want to make a mythos roll?
Sure.
If you got it.
Make them if you got them.
Yeah.
I know.
What could go wrong?
Everything.
I mean, I didn't make it. But I also
Oh.
didn't
No.
roll high.
You know what? I'm going to spend some luck on that because that's damn close. I rolled an 11 and I have an 8. So I will spend 3 luck on that and make it.
Okay, this is not any known human language, but from the texts that you guys read at was it a bookstore or was it a?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a bookstore.
Some of the text was translated from a phonetic spelling of a quote unquote ancient language. This is that same language.
Okay.
And basically, as she starts this chant, all 5 of the zombies start to sit up and slide their feet onto the floor and start moving towards you.
There's no way to get to her, is there?
Not from this room. not from this room.
And there are no exits to this room that we can see?
No. The only portals, doors, or anything you can see are the sort of hatches they use to store bodies in. That's it.
Okay.
And they are moving towards you with hostile intent.
What in the hell is this?
Bad?
The recently, not so recently dead?
Well, I can see that. That was very bad. Let me try again. I can see that.
It's better.
But,
And squill.
but the problem is that why problem make? I'll get it together, I promise. We were all together in England, and now
I fear
We
that
were-
you have me to blame for that. I apologize profusely, but however, can we deal with the situation in front of us first, and then I swear groveling shall commence afterwards.
is it like a
It's real easy. We're all asleep. All we have to do is wake up. And then we should be fine.
I awake?
Okay, this is long enough. They're actually upon you at this
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to see if I can arm myself in some way, shape,
Okay,
or form.
there's like bone saws and things like that here.
All right,
and
yeah, sure, I'll take a
there is-
bone
Is
saw.
there anything that's on fire?
No, there is no fire here. In fact, you're not really sure where the light is coming from, because the lights were in the ceiling in the.
I was hoping to hit
And
the
they're
broadside
gone.
of a bar to get. I'm gonna grab the nearest like table or something that is like that I can push.
It's like one of those like
between-
stainless steel trays.
Oh, like
rolly
anything
things?
that I
Okay.
can push against them to like trip them up or whatever without
Okay,
ranged weaponry. Basically, is what I'm trying to do.
got it.
Do I have my gun in the stream?
Yeah.
I do? Okay, yeah, shoot.
I'm just gonna see what everyone wants to do, and then we're gonna do it by initiative.
Okay.
Dimitri.
I'm gonna just like bear rush,
Okay, all right.
like try and put my arms out and gather up as many as I can and push them away from everybody.
And what's everyone's deck scores?
75.
70.
60.
65.
We are very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good grouping.
What was yours? 70?
70.
70.
How did Camilla end up with the best decks here?
I don't know.
Turning pages, very small, dexterous work.
Delicate work.
Yes.
Rare books.
Rare books, yep.
Have you tried gripping a page with cotton gloves on?
Without, you can't crinkle them.
Yeah.
Okay. So Camilla will go first. You want to shove the cart at one of the things?
Creating a trip hazard,
Oh,
basically.
what is that skill called? What was it for it?
Trip hazard skill, that would be the OSHA skill.
No, isn't there? There's like an unarmed. Isn't there an
There's a
unarmed?
fighting brawl. I mean,
Brawl
my
is
weapon
the-
is
Brawl,
unarmed.
Fighting brawl.
Oh, I probably should have put some points into that.
You
Hey,
get
it starts better than throw.
Yeah.
And go ahead and take a bonus die, because I mean you're
Using a
pushing a
table.
cart.
That's a 14.
14. Okay.
Nice.
All right. You shove one of them at him. Roll a d6.
Things I was not expecting. 3. So median.
Okay. All right. You shove the thing into the thing. The thing kind of stumbles over, and kind of falls back, and the cart sort of wobbles and falls and cracks him in the head. He's not down permanently, but he's slowed down.
Yay!
Isadore.
I'm going to jump on the top of the guy that's been just knocked down with one of those bone saws. I'm going to try to cut off its head.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that'll take probably a couple turns
Sure.
to come to fruition. I'll go ahead and make
Bone saw,
a.
it's not like a lumberjack tool. Like you get somebody on the other side.
I really Isadore is
I'm a
high
lumberjack
off of
and
winning
I'm
despite
okay.
against you
Yeah.
earlier.
I think
All right.
so.
So what am I making, a fighting brawl
Yeah.
check?
Yeah.
No, I missed it.
Okay.
I didn't crit.
Right. And
Fail.
The zombie kind of bats it away
Ah, you suck.
as you're doing it. Dimitri.
All right.
Wait, did I get a bonus die too? Since she did?
Well, she was pushing a cart.
Well, he's prone.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You convinced him.
A 9.
A 9, okay. Or give me a D6.
Sure.
Bone's eyes ready.
6.
Boom. Okay. So you're
Yeah. Trying to end this guy.
going through them. Dmitri.
Okay.
You gonna?
Doesn't firearm go first?
Oh, you're right. No, firearm gets a bonus. Like
Something.
let me see what that is real quick. There is a
I thought
significant
I remembered
bonus.
something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, a 50% dex bonus. So you went first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 90.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And who are you shooting?
That makes sense.
One of them.
Okay.
One that's not being pushed by a thing or have its head
Are you
shot.
making are you doing a called shot or just shooting at like center mass?
I'll go for their head.
Okay. All right. You will need to.
We did this last time.
You take a penalty die, I think.
Or is it the half at? I'm not sure.
I thought it was a hard, like. It's
Oh,
like
that's right. That's right. Yeah. So it would be a half.
Okay.
Half your skill level.
Okay.
You can do it.
Oh my god, you can do it
Yeah,
all day
the magic
long.
purple
Yes.
dice are back.
These are different though because those are D6s. So these are magic D10 and percentile.
Okay.
Purple is my color. Okay. So yeah, I totally made it by a lot.
Roll your damage.
And damage is the D6.
What's your weapon?
Oh no, sorry.
There's got to be more.
No,
right?
1d10.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Better than a D6.
8.
Yeah.
8. All right.
The Ocho.
Blam.
Okay, you smack it and it hits him dead square in the forehead.
Yeah.
And some brain kind of flies out the other side. The thing kind of stumbles and it kind of starts recovering slightly.
Okay.
But it ain't right.
Yeah.
Not that it's right anyway.
No, it's not.
Doris.
Not that it started as right.
Okay.
Doris just went.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Dmitri.
Now Dmitri.
It's fine. I could pick a different name if the D is going to be a problem.
It won't be.
All right. Here we are.
It's too late. I wrote it in red ink.
Yeah. It's
So
done.
let it be written.
So let it be done.
All right. 45 under 65.
So you were just.
I figured it's brawl, right?
Okay, yeah.
Kind of bull rush them and push them back against the cooler.
I'm checking because I believe I wrote out how this one works. Oh, it is going to attempt to fight back.
Yeah, it's going to be a TPK a half hour into the game.
Remember, remember.
Sorry.
What I got.
Remember your roll,
Yeah, it's right here.
and as I recall, their stats are unimpressive.
Oh, good.
Let us hope.
Yes, but I made it. I made it by more than half.
I did not make it by over half.
I rolled a
You made it by
12,
20,
and they
I
have a 30 in fighting.
Oh yeah, they beat me then.
He comes up and starts scratching you in the face, and you take two points of damage.
Woo!
For those of you wondering, we all start with like I have 11 hit points.
I have a beefy 12.
Right. And they don't go up because there's no levels or anything like that.
So 2 is a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, combats are short. Okay, and then the one you're decapitating is going to make a desperate effort to try to maul you with his fingernails.
Let me know if I can defend myself.
I believe you can. Let me check my rule summary very quickly.
Oh, thank
You may dodge using the attacker's fighting skill and the target's dodge skill. You may fight back using the attacker and the target's fighting skill. This is an opposed roll. And if you win the roll by a larger degree than the zombie, you actually get to roll the damage to it.
Okay, what the hell, man? I'm soups motivated right now. I will fight back.
I got a 73, so I missed it by a lot.
I got a 70, so I missed it by a lot too.
So we both missed.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, yes.
Perfect.
You're just still trying to saw with the roll saw.
It's like,
Yeah, you're probably sawing and you're like,
get your hands away from the saw. Can you see I'm trying to do something here?
okay.
Not safe. Clear the field.
The one you shot is going to attempt to attack you.
Okay.
But he is going to get a penalty die.
Because he got shot in the head.
He's got shot.
And
He
the
got a big hole.
physics, yeah.
A 63 will not... But he's right on you now.
Okay.
But a 63 is not good enough. And you jumped on one, and he already got you.
Well, yeah, but he gets a
He
move
gets his
now,
own
right?
turn. Yeah, he gets his own turn. And 82 will also not succeed.
I will attempt the fighting back.
Okay.
64.
Did you
1
make it?
point under 65.
You
Excellent.
made it.
All right, roll your damage.
We have a fighty person now.
And it's just D6
We
for...
have a second fighty person.
For fighting, it
For
should
brawl?
say
Oh, I'm sorry, 1D3 plus...
2 fighters and 2
But-
flamers.
your damage bonus if your size is a certain, or strength or something is a
It has
certain.
Bottom corner there, yeah.
right there.
Ah!
You get a bonus?
No. I'm not actually that strong. I'm just somewhat trained at desperately fighting people.
Well, you've been recovering from
1 point.
1, okay.
This is a D3. So.
And we're back at the top with Doris with her gun.
If he's like right on me, if he's like right on me,
He's right on.
like I'm just gonna like put it under his chin. And just-
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Is that aimed? I don't think it's aimed.
It's not. I would. Yeah,
Okay,
you could.
it's
At this
regular?
point, you could just make it a regular roll.
Okay.
You're just basically flipping this.
19. I make
Okay.
by a lot. By a whole
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
What's it, D10?
Yeah, 1d10. 8 again.
Nice.
All right. The remainder of the back of its skull explodes out, sending out brain, and the thing falls lifelessly to the ground.
Okay.
Camilla.
Um,
There's still one that's still kind of shambling towards you guys. Wait, 1, 2, 3. There's 2 actually. There's 2 more. There were 5, right?
there were 5.
There were five.
And
Said
that,
5.
that was 1, 2, and third one he's grappling with right
So
now.
there's 2 more that were farther across the room that are headed your way.
Great.
We've also got
I'm going to
Mr.
see if
Jelly.
I can use my occult knowledge
Okay.
to see if there's any like trick to getting like to stopping a counter chant or something.
Okay.
Ooh.
Make that roll.
I hope I will.
I'm gonna say this is a very difficult roll. I'm gonna say you're gonna need to roll under half.
Okay. I did not. I
Okay.
did not. I didn't roll 100 though, so I'm going to count every non-100 as a win.
Today is a good day. You did not roll 100 yet. Okay. Do you want to take an action? 'Cause
Okay.
That's just you thinking.
Yes, that is me going. Is there anything I know? Oh God, zombies. So
Research under pressure.
I am going to
quite good.
find a.
Thank you, sir.
So we're in kind of a coroner's office, and I'm assuming that there's. So I pushed a tray. They're kind of doing their thing. The other weapons are all like would rely on brute strength that I do not have.
Most of them probably are.
There might be some bottles of alcohol or something. That you
Oh,
can
that's
make a
true.
Molotov
Yeah.
Cocktail out of or something.
Probably not ether, because
Why
what
would
do
they?
corpses need ether for?
It's
But
not
there's-
for the corpses.
There's probably alcohol,
Great.
stuff like that.
Saying there'd
So
be
I'm
rubbing
going to
alcohol here.
to figure out if do I have a lighter on me
Did your
or
character
matches.
smoke?
I mean, I carry
You-
matches as
you
part of
probably would
a
have. Matches you probably
yeah. So I am going to start assembling a
Okay.
Molotov cocktail.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're in the process of that.
Yes.
Alrighty. Isadore.
I'm still trying to saw this dude's head off, so I'm going to keep on
Just
trucking.
make the damage roll,
All right.
because you already got the.
2 more.
I think that's enough. Yeah, it's severed.
Sweet.
The head is like la 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 la.
Stomp on it.
Okay, but the body is no longer moving.
Can I also like see if Doris? Can you shoot her?
Sure.
Okay,
Like her?
No.
Dmitri.
Well, I'm still tangled up with this zombie, but I'm personally more concerned about the boneless man.
Okay,
What's he doing?
he's not moving. He seems to be watching what's happening,
Okay.
and his eyes are now open, and they are bright yellow.
My concern here was that he had begun doing things while I was tied up.
Got it.
So I've spared a moment to glance that direction,
Okay.
and now I will attempt to grasp the zombie about the neck
Okay.
and beat its head against the refrigeration unit.
Okay. Let's make that contested fighting roll.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Here you
I
go.
made it by a lot.
That's below 50%.
Look what I just rolled.
Yeah!
I rolled 100.
Oh.
Can I have, like, impaled its head on, like, the pull handle? Like,
I was thinking like a coat hook sticking
Yeah,
out of the wall, like,
yeah.
kapwhack! And it's stuck.
nice. Moving on.
Doris. No, you already went. You went to the top. Okay.
I believe it's them now.
It
Yeah.
is. There's 2 left.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them is going to go after you
Okay.
because you're probably closest. The other one's probably going to go after you because you're probably closest. So you first. You can either fight back or dodge.
I'm gonna try to doge.
Okay.
I
So
got
you
no
roll your
chance to
dodge.
get
Roll your dodge skill, and you need to have a higher level of success. You just don't even need to succeed.
I got a 15,
All right. You
which
dodge-
is below my 50%, but not above my 10%.
okay. Yeah. I rolled a 41, which is even a success. And same with you. You can fight back or dodge. Whatever. I got a 71.
47.
Okay. So that's below your fighting
Yeah.
skill. You want to go ahead and roll your damage for that.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. And then you hear a whisper in your head.
Me. Okay.
Yes.
No.
Fucking head whispers, man.
It's not good.
It says,
How rude.
"Open the doors on the wall. Let us out. Ahiga sent us."
Oh.
And then it's your turn.
Okay. Do I see doors on the wall?
It's the little hatches you put to store the corpses.
Oh, got it. The vault things. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm dumb.
Okay. So you can get one open in your turn.
Okay, I'll open one.
Okay. You see a Native American inside, kind of stoop down, and kind of sneak out.
Okay. Good. That doesn't seem yellow queenish. So
Not at all.
no,
That doesn't seem odd at all.
it's very odd, but it's not yellow queenish. So
Yeah, yep, I'll take it. I'll
on
take
the
it.
scale of anything better than that, yes.
Yes.
I am
Camilla?
going to notice that Doris didn't shoot up Queen at the Queen
Okay.
and see, okay, if this is a thing, this is probably a better idea than me throwing fiery things. So I'm going to open another one of the
Okay.
doors.
Behind this one is a Native American woman, and they're in ceremonial dress, and also comes stepping out. And Isadore.
There's one on me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to fight him.
Okay. He will fight back. And I rolled a 98.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Do double damage. Roll twice what you would normally roll.
All right, so that's,
Because I rolled a 98. And his skill level is under 50, so and 96 or more.
so
is
that's
good.
5 points of damage.
Fine. Okay.
Isidore's turning into a badass Jedi.
Dmitri.
All right. Same situation. I'm going to attempt to fight the one that is accosting me.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus on a pogo stick.
That's a
You're
99.
oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
Do your worst, zombie.
It could be so bad. And you just rolled that character.
I did. That's okay.
Take 28 points of damage.
You wake up, there's somebody else next to you.
4 points of damage.
Ooh, Nelly.
Dang. These are
Starts
getting beat up.
Bad way.
rending at your flesh, tearing your shirt into the.
No, I'm over half dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're in a bad way.
Combat is no joke in this game.
nor in real life.
Okay. And then the Native American woman goes and opens a third door, and another Native American comes out.
Okay.
So it's 2 men and 1 woman. And then we go back up to the top of the... What doing?
I'm gonna shoot the one who's hurting Dmitri.
Okay.
Andreivich.
100.
Oh god.
It could go for my quickest on-stream character. Take the record away from
could.
Trucker Man.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna aim. I think I'd just kind of be like trying to get him off or get him
Okay.
distracted.
Oh, not a called shot, you mean?
Yeah, not a cult.
Cool.
Sorry, yeah. No, I'm aiming. I'm just not like kid, like taking the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
39, I make it.
How much? What's your skill level?
It is 70.
Okay. Right.
I should have. That one I wouldn't quite made it.
Go ahead and roll a... What is it? A
D10.
D10?
8 again.
Your magic
Man.
number, man.
I know that dice rolls other things because I keep rolling it for the other thing. But for the regular roll,
It knows when it's needed.
it is.
Camilla.
Okay.
The Native Americans seem to be preparing something.
Oh, good.
One of them has reached into a pouch and is like pouring sand in a circle.
My whole point is to protect them from
Okay.
and make sure they finish whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll finish putting together my Molotov and stand as guard between them and
Okay.
the remaining.
You gonna light it, or are you just gonna have it ready?
Throw it up the
I
bitch.
think once I light it, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Okay. We can put a long rag in it and burn it.
That's a good plan.
I'm just
You
saying.
know what? No, I think she's way too smart for that.
Okay.
Bro.
I'm just making helpful suggestions.
I'm sure they're very helpful. I'm still not
You've
doing
never
it.
used a grenade before, but I promise you can cook it for at least 3 or 4 seconds before you throw it.
All right.
Fun thing though is you can put the pin back in.
Yeah.
Sure, but not once you release it.
Once you release the handle,
Yeah. You're pretty much done. Your fuse is lit.
Isadore.
I am going to be still fighting this guy. I'm trying to make sure that he's staying away from whatever the ritual
Okay.
situation is. And really, man, I'm spreading the musk of fear over here. I failed as well.
Okay.
Not critically, but I failed.
Dmitri.
I think, like, the longer this has gone on and the more hurt he is, like, the more he gets dissociated with even the weird-ass reality he's in now.
Okay.
So, like, he just kind of gets into this, like, I gotta
Berserker.
kill, like, berserker kind of a thing.
Okay. All right.
Well, seeing what you've been through, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just
Boom.
not effective.
Oh.
I rolled a 9.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Quattro.
Cool. These dice are not...
Pick different dice. Yeah.
They started out great.
Yeah.
Another 2.
All right.
He's getting kind of shredded.
It's real bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could help, man, but I can barely handle one dude on my own.
Considering I haven't trained in any of this, I'm as likely to set you on fire as I am it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Don't throw an area weapon at me right now, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
I mean, I wish I could help.
No, yeah. Not throwing
Were
that
there
is
books to read, I would be on it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, at this rate, I'm going to need medical texts quickly.
Our doctor kind of ran off into the night. I'm not
Sorry.
sure. Not sure what to do about that either.
The,
No, I have some first aid.
Yeah, my title's just PhD, dog. It's
Yeah.
the doctor takes a lot.
Is there a doctor on board? Yes.
What, do you mean medical doctor? Of course.
The 2 zombies continue attacking. I rolled a 68, so if you want to fight back, I mean, you're
Yeah, I'll
supposed to
fight
declare
back.
that beforehand, but yeah, go ahead.
Well,
If
I was gonna anyway.
Any success, you can roll damage.
That is a 56, which is a miss. So
Okay. And the same to you. And I rolled a 19.
52, so I also succeeded.
Okay, but I rolled a 19, so that's a regular success, and you got a regular success?
Yeah.
What happens when they're both regular successes? Let me look.
We both do damage, and I die.
I don't.
Oh.
Target.
Well, I don't know if you die because we're in a
All
dream.
draws are won by the attacker, so he's attacking you.
Ah, okay. One damage.
3. Did I kill your character?
Yeah.
Well, no, because we're in a dream right now.
Yeah, we don't know.
We
So
don't
people-
know.
But he's down.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
1 over my HP.
Okay.
The chat room was actually just discussing this, and usually you wake up and you may have difficulty getting back into dreamland, or in some cases you can die. It kind of depends on the GM, is what they're
Right.
saying.
Right. Okay. So he's down.
Does he disappear?
No, he's
Or
still
does
there.
He's still lying there.
He's still lying there.
But now that zombie's free. Sorry.
It's fine.
Then you hear the Native American woman. She says, "Where's that? Abigail Athenbright, you have no power here." And she finishes the circle, and a campfire appears in the center of it, and the 3 of them start some sort of ritual. And she starts screaming, and you can hear it. And then the ceiling turns from the ceiling of the surgical theater and turns into a starscape. And the starscape is dominated by a red star, which opens up and shows a yellow eye. And I would like everyone to make a sanity check at this point, if you're conscious, which you're not.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate you guys.
I found a way to cheat sanity rolls. If you die, they can't make
Oh,
you insane.
yeah. Right on my sanity. I made it. I made it.
Oh no!
I rolled a 9.
Oh, 9.
That's awesome.
good.
I'm great. I know.
What'd you roll?
He
Give me a
hasn't
minute.
done it yet. He's
Oh my
preparing.
67? That's good, right?
That's spot on what I have.
We both did the same thing. Oh, God, it's gone.
That is hilarious. Okay.
Yes, we both made it exactly on our sanity.
Screw you, Stu.
All right.
I'm sane.
Okay.
Finally, for once.
So she starts screaming, and now she's chanting something different.
Can I shoot her now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. And I'm gonna. No,
You're
I
the
just
sprint
wanna
woman of
fucking-
murder. Can I shoot her now?
I wish. Yeah. So 33. I made it by a lot.
Okay.
Not by.
That,
Yeah, a little. I should have.
How much?
Done by half. By
by half?
yeah. Because 70 is my thing. So
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Roll damage.
6.
Okay. You shoot her. You hit her in the leg,
Oh, good.
and she looks down at you, and with like absolute freaking hatred in her eyes, and then she disappears.
Okay.
And the zombie that you're tussling with,
Yeah.
you're still tussling with the zombie.
Yeah, I'm still tussling
right.
with the
It
zombie.
just falls to the ground lifeless.
There was one more too, wasn't there? One more.
That
Yeah.
that one also falls to the ground lifeless.
What happens to Old Man Carruthers?
Old Man Carruthers, his eyes are no longer open and they are no longer yellow, but he still has no bones.
As long as he's dead with no bones, so to speak, instead of like possessed with no bones.
I'm going to immediately
okay
try to
with that.
see what I can do from
Yeah.
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it first aid or medic or medicine?
I've got first aid.
Okay.
Well, I'll assist you on that because I don't think I have first aid. Even
I
though
do.
everybody has it
Doris
30%.
does.
I can,
All right,
yeah.
then
What
Doris
do
and
you
you.
have
I'll
it
just
64.
let me know
Oh,
if there's
you do
anything
it.
I could bring
Okay.
you. 16.
16.
Okay.
Magic purple.
You have back 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh.
My eye sort of flutters open, crusted with blood. I live.
Like, I just want to secure. How are you coming back from the dead? Just to make sure you weren't quite dead and you're alive now, or you were dead and now you're undead. I'm not sure.
It's a
It's a
dream.
dream.
I don't know the answer to that question. I blacked out.
Everything is so scary.
The Native American woman says, "I have a safe way out."
We will follow you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
She crawls inside one of those corpse alcoves,
Oh.
and then
Oh.
you can see a little ways in. You can see her stand up, and then
It's down some stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm crawling out of there. No hesitation whatsoever.
It could have been worse.
Actually, no, I'm going to help Dmitri up, and I'm going to help him through.
Okay.
I'm going to stay in the rear. I'm going to motion for Camilla to go first, and I'm going to bring up the rear.
Okay.
I'm gonna gently sit down by Molotov cocktail.
Keep it with you.
And the other two are still doing
It's
their
still burning?
are still doing their ritual.
didn't
She
light
never
it?
never lit it. She didn't take my advice.
Because she is smart.
The other two are still doing their ritual.
I'm gonna turn to them. What would happen if we burn this place down?
They seem to be ignoring you. They seem to be in concentration.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't want to burn it down at them, and yet they saved us. All right.
Okay.
If they weren't here, I'd totally burn it down. But
I mean, I would have helped you with that part.
yeah,
But since they were still there,
yeah. Well, yeah, they're still doing their thing, and they're saving us, and they probably going to be much more effective than I am. So I'm going to go.
Okay. You guys get to the bottom of the staircase, and you're back sort of in that sort of stone hut thing where you can see the forest out in the distance.
Okay.
And she's walking down a trail, a path.
I'm going to follow her,
Yeah.
and I basically just provide walking support for Dmitri.
Okay. All right, and are you going with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she walks all the way down this ravine to the little Renaissance village. And she comes to a farmer, and the farmer sees her and takes his hat off and says, Mistress Truly, 'tis a pleasure to see thee again. How fare thee? She says, a trying day. Could you spare us some food and perhaps some ale? Of course. And then he leads you to a little house, a little thatched roof thing. And then the family brings food, venison stew, and bread, and a flagon of beer.
I thank them profusely. And ask them if there's anything they could do for my friend's condition. He's taking a beating, and I don't know if you have bandages or any kind of salves or antibiotics or whatever.
Something.
I'm certain I'm speaking kind of a weird language, but yeah, I'm just sort of concerned about my friend, and I thank them profusely.
The Native American woman comes over and looks at your wounds and tells you to lay down on the bed.
That's not going to be hard.
And then she goes to work with some bandages and things like that, and putting some stinky stuff on. And you probably get back another point.
No. Okay.
All that witch hazel.
It's like roll, see if you get the plague.
Don't have plague in the dreamlands.
Depends on how many hundreds you roll, Doc.
Anything is possible in Dream World.
Yeah.
And you're actually feeling a lot better now. I mean, you're still sore,
But yeah,
but you're not at.
I'm 20% alive.
well, you're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm actually concerned about Doris at this point, and I'm going to go back up to the hut.
Did you didn't follow him?
No, I went with them.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I
She's
just
there with
assumed that everyone was
I thought she
doing
was
so.
covering the people doing the ritual. is
When,
what
like,
I thought.
I mean, they didn't respond to me, so I
No.
followed you guys.
Okay,
there.
cool. Just wanted to make sure you knew where we went.
Yeah. I'm probably a little nervous, like, watching to see if they come through, but
Okay.
they know more about this than I do, so I'm going to stick with the group.
Okay.
I also am now the only one who's fighty of the group, and I don't want to leave them alone in this medieval place.
Right. All right. And then after she tends your wound, she helps you up, sits you at the table, pours you some beer.
I'll eat.
Okay.
Mistress, your name?
My name is Julie. I'm the great grandmother of Ahiga, who bid me to try to assist you.
We cannot express our gratitude enough. We were in dire straits before you arrived, and we appreciate the assistance. Do you have any idea what this place is?
This is the Dreamland. If you,
People live in the dreamland?
those who die while they are asleep live here.
No.
If you are dreaming when you die, this is where you come.
It seems much more peaceful than the other aspects of Dreamland that we had seen before, outside of our meeting with Ahiga.
That would have to do with Abigail Athenbright,
The woman in yellow.
she who walks between shadows. She works with and is consort to the Yellow Wanderer, and she has been keeping you in a portion of the dreamland that it controls.
That would, if we exceeded those bounds, that would account for why she's been so upset the last times we've seen her in the dreamlands.
I've been trying to show you the staircase many times, but you haven't opened the right doors.
It's been difficult to tell where we should or should not go. We basically stumble blindly.
Yes, that the Yellow Wanderer's area of the dreamland is particularly confusing, intentionally so.
Is there any way for us to gain more knowledge of how to navigate the dreamlands? To control our own entries and exits?
Yes, that part would be very helpful.
I mean, if nothing else, to protect ourselves from being trapped amongst the Yellow Wanderer's domains?
My companions are attempting a ritual that should hinder her for at least some time in hijacking your dreams.
And that is much appreciated. Though,
To learn how to navigate the dreamland, you must navigate the dreamland.
so the only way to learn it is to...
Experience it.
Well, that
I
makes
feel
sense.
I did quite poorly at that today.
You know what? I'm not sure we'd even notice that it was even your fault, to be honest with you.
I mean, I felt something go terribly, terribly wrong.
I don't
was
think
not-
that the rest of us have any reason to go, that was totally you, Camilla.
I
think
mean,
we're like,
I'm just
what the hell?
not. I'm not one to shirk my responsibility,
Yeah.
as I shirk physical combat.
Once again,
Believe it or not, there are worse places you could have ended up.
Well, based on what we had seen, what Edward told me he saw before he left us, I believe you.
so as we navigate this dreamland, how could we use it to our advantage? We seem to be confronting the same enemy. And I can't speak for the rest of us, but I can tell you I'm willing to fight. I just need to know how.
Abigail Athenbright uses her portion of the dreamland to step between times. She is performing a ritual in 9 different locations in time.
Can those rituals be disrupted?
Some. There are people in the past who are attempting to do so, but much of her efforts in this timeline have only been disrupted by you.
The plagues. But those were only part of it. She has another, from what I can tell, sect of believers.
There are 9 parts of 9 within the ritual. There are 9 main rituals and 9 sub-rituals of each.
And all 9 are in different timelines?
Yes. Though some may be within your timeline, or
There may be some
soon to
crossover.
be.
Okay. All right, so at least that's something.
And is one of them the murder of Ahiga?
No.
He told us that
He-
she was going to kill him.
That will be mere retribution. Not part of her rituals.
I feel beholden to him, to your family. Is there any way to stop it?
It almost seemed that he was resigned to it, and the fact that it was like prophecy told him that was going to be the case.
Give me 1 second. I want to find something really quick.
No, because I let you find things, and then you tried to kill me, and that's not cool.
I mean, mostly just drive you insane.
Yeah. That's my wife's job.
He was told this by the Sun Bearer, and the Sun Bearer always says the truth.
Who was the sun bearer?
I can't pronounce the name of the god.
Okay, so the sun bearer is one a local, or like another deity.
Yeah.
And then, have you heard before the, now it's my turn to look things up.
I have another question. If you
Oh,
want.
have you heard of Nathaniel Harper? Does he walk the dreams as well?
Who's Nathaniel Harper? This is GM.
He's the
Publisher?
dude who owns the publishing house and Trask's
The
house.
estate.
I do not know this name.
We found what looked like a sepulcher or tomb, or even could be a dais with the sign of the yellow upon it in the basement of this house. There seemed to be scratching coming from the inside. We removed the symbol. Is that something we should be concerned about? Should we open it? Should we destroy it?
Is there a way to destroy it?
It is definitely, if it bears the yellow sign, it is part of the ritual of 9 of 9.
Good. And at least we know what to do with that. Do you know how it can be destroyed? If it can be destroyed? Can it be destroyed by physical means?
I mean, it's in the real world. It's got it.
Yes, but it was a giant stone tomb.
Right, but I have a feeling whatever it was contained in was really what we're supposed to destroy. It's protecting something. Or keeping something
and even
trapped.
then, I mean, how do we fight things that we know nothing about? How do we fight things when we are so powerless ourselves? I mean, not discounting your weaponry, it has done us much, much good.
Those crystal beasts just seem so formidable.
Yes, they are. That is why most dreamwalkers do not use the dreamlands to travel to other times. To do so risks bringing them.
I knew it.
Yes, but not just coming here, but specifically going to different times. On purpose.
Have we done that tonight? You said you were Higa's grandmother.
I died dreaming.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. Like, oh. Sorry.
But we must find a way to destroy whatever the sepulchre contains.
And you said that you could teach us to control dreaming.
You can learn that through experience. I cannot teach you.
Often when we are children, our adults set up kind of a play space where you can get hurt but not too badly hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I am concerned the most with is that I don't accidentally bring my companions back to the realm of the Wanderer in Yellow.
There is always that danger.
Oh, okay. In for a penny, in for a pound, I suppose.
I'm assuming now that we've caught the attention of this and we've been to these places that we will, removing ourselves from the situation, be nigh on impossible.
The Abigail Athenbright knows who you are now. If my companions are successful, she may not be able to hijack your dreams. At least for a time. She will try to undo it, of course.
Of course.
If you have been a great thorn in her side, she could become very obsessed with you.
I feel like that ship has sailed.
What kind of level of control can one exercise over the dreamscape once you've managed to gain enough experience to do so?
A great deal.
So this is a skill that we need to attempt to develop.
I agree.
You here, at least now, you are at a disadvantage to Abigail Athenbright. I would expect in the waking world, you are probably not at a disadvantage.
And that was my original assumption. Many of these things may be beyond our ability to control or confront, but the people behind this are still people.
True. And with her unable to pull us in the dreaming, we may have some time to at least set up some basic,
Track her down.
yeah, and disrupt what parts of the ritual that we can find.
Within our own timeline.
Is Abigail from our time? You said she jumps around.
No, she is from a time centuries ago.
But she makes appearances in our time?
Yes, but when she does, she inhabits the mind of someone of the local time.
Got it. So if we were to kill her in that body, would she actually die?
I do not think so. I don't know if she has been killed inside a vessel, though.
But it would at least disrupt her for the time. It would take her some time to find a different vessel.
Yes, the ritual that she requires in order to travel between times within the dreamland requires the summoning of the ancient city.
The 9
Carcosa.
Yes.
the 9 cultists that Edward told us about.
It is a costly process for her to do this.
And she needs someone willing to do it on the other side.
No.
Oh.
But she needs 9 people willing to do it here.
Yes.
I see.
What we need to do is find those people responsible for that at this timeline and make sure that they do not succeed. And then pray that the others who are working towards the same goal are as successful as we.
Side note. What's Gale been doing during all of this?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. She kept asking, what the hell's going on? Why is everyone screaming? And then she said, where are you taking me? It smells like a forest.
I thought she could see here.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's
told
right. She
us
could
you
see here. That's
see.
right. She could see her. Yeah, she probably freaked out. During the zombie thing, she probably freaked out. And may have been the first or second out the hatch once they realized the stairway appeared.
Yeah.
She's just drinking a lot now, isn't she?
Yes.
I'm cool with that. I realized we had kind of maybe forgotten about.
I did
I
completely forget about Gale. Feel bad.
There are people stalking this woman. And she was brought into the dream with us today.
Mm-hmm.
Her importance, I don't quite understand at the moment.
Gale, have you ever lived through a dream like this?
Oh, no.
I am so very, very sorry.
I honestly don't think it's our fault.
I can't help but feel an onus of guilt for every person, thing, anything that we bring into this situation.
We didn't.
She was already involved, I agree.
I mean, there's plenty of guilt to go around without taking on the guilt from the people who have actually begun all of this and who
Go on and state
are
that
now
I am
stalking
Jewish.
are now stalking Gale.
Well, it seems like we have.
And Dmitri, are you all right?
I think, like, this whole time, I think he's probably just, like, staring. Like, he's staring at whoever's talking. He's just, like, around the table, looking at everybody. And, like, every once in a while, you probably see him, and he's kind of, like, knocking himself in the side of the head. Like, this is all just, like... There were people at sanatorium talked like this. It's madness of seeing other places and things. I never had these problems.
There were days where I didn't have these problems either.
But
Look.
if there is someone responsible for trying to hurt my friend, this lady that was so kind to us,
There are
we must find
definitely
them.
people currently attempting to hurt her, and at the very least intimidate and frighten her for
Indeed.
reasons that we don't know yet.
And for God's sake, they brought... No, that was Scottish. For heaven's sake,
That's why I didn't try the accent.
this person brought the dead back to life.
Not for the
They
first
had
time.
clawed me to pieces.
Well, to be fair, this is a dream, so they didn't really bring any dead back to life. It's
This
just
time.
well, this time.
All I'm saying is this. Look, a healthy amount of skepticism will help to keep you sane. But it won't
It is
do
hard
anything
to
to
be
keep you
skeptic
alive.
about this whole experience. Like,
But
the
it will
hand
do
is here,
very little to keep you alive.
covered in
just-
blood.
It's not really.
is
This is
just the
just
way-
a dream. And if we wake up, then at least we have some action we can take now. We just have to hunt down these cultists. And then we'll all be done with all this. It'll be just over. And that's something we can do.
You said this stone monument needs destroying us also?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a sepulcher that we found. There's definitely something in it.
So I
Think
could
that
help with this.
That would be much appreciated.
So I think now that we have some direction, that we should wake up and take care of the stone thing and these people, and then just be done with everything.
I am awake.
Is there anything else you
Wait.
think that we should learn from this now before we try to do more in the waking world?
It is here, were you to observe her, you could see her greater plan. So there is value in coming here.
And
But it will
she
be
can be injured here by us.
Yes.
Her true form, I'm assuming? Ish.
It is not... He will know how it works when you wake.
I will know.
When to be killed here, we do not know what happens afterward. It is possible. People die here. So she could be killed here. But it is not necessarily easy. She does have the ability, as do most powerful dreamwalkers, to alter the reality of this place. My guess is that you shooting her was her being distracted.
But that's a vulnerability.
Yes.
And I feel like we could use all the vulnerabilities we could get.
And whenever she is here, she is generally busy and easily distractible.
Perfect.
So, waking up now.
Try it.
I'm gonna try and wake up.
Okay, give yourself a couple bonus dice.
Okay.
A couple.
A couple. I think you can have up to 4 or 3 or 4 or something.
Okay.
I think.
It's like our dreaming skill is so incredibly low.
29.
What's your dreaming skill?
With
like
it's your
4.
power, right?
2. Yeah, it's against power.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've
that's right. It
used
is against power. It's power.
Otherwise, we would literally never have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It's against power.
No wonder you gave me a bunch of dice. It's like, yeah, try and get 2. Good job. Add all the d10s at the table. Go ahead.
Here, have some of mine too.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
Oh, so it's versus power.
So I wake up because my
Okay.
power is 45.
And she vanishes.
All right, I'll attempt to wake up as well.
Okay.
Do I still get 2 bonus dice?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Just 18. Blip.
So I just believe I'm waking up.
Just will yourself awake.
All right.
I'm going to go over and shake him because
Okay.
I'm worried that he might be dead.
Okay.
38.
Oh, 38 makes it.
Okay.
I was going to say nope.
And when you look over and look at him, he's got bruises all over his head.
Oh,
No open wounds, but
yeah.
like bruising.
bruises. Okay.
I am gonna stay in
Okay.
and try to like learn more about the dreaming.
Okay.
Like exercise my will when the other 3 are like not there to be sucked in any problems I might cause.
Okay.
Man. But if she's still asleep when we get up, I'm going to try to wake her.
Well,
haven't-
you're all are distracted with him at least for a while.
Right.
And-
But
and-
eventually we would.
And
right?
time travel moves at a
Okay.
different pace. So
Sounds good.
yeah, you can. If you want to try to attempt another jump, a safe one, maybe just like
Yeah.
short distance or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Something like a because we have quick step before. That's the thing my mind will first go to.
Okay. So like you're going to try to like go across the ravine.
Yeah.
Go ahead and add a bonus die.
Cool.
Let's start with something high. Start with let's cross the road.
Well,
Like a
I mean,
chicken.
it's a 32.
What's
I was never gonna make it. My
Right.
dreaming is 6.
right? Okay. Well, you kind of overshoot it and you end up kind of on the other side of the hill. Mm-hmm. So, but you know your way back. You can try one more time before they probably notice you're asleep.
Cool. I shall. I got a 5.
Boom.
Nice.
Is that a skill that has a check mark?
Yes.
It is.
It does. It does have
Sweet.
its check mark.
Okay, and at that point, I think I'm kind of tired.
Okay.
Mentally, like willpower-y.
I'm tired, so I think I'll wake up.
I'd be like, okay.
Okay.
I know that this can be mastered.
Yeah.
And Camilla is nothing if not a studier.
Yes.
Okay. You wake up.
Do I get?
Where were you guys? Were sleeping in the B&B, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Do I get the skill for dreaming?
Yes.
Okay. At
What did I give you guys at 1?
One,
I think.
when we first got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you gave us a D10 advancement when we did advancements.
Right.
Just because you're never going to roll just a 1 and then get a check mark.
Right. Okay. So it's almost morning.
Oh, quick systemic question, though. When you spend luck on a skill to make a success, do you still get the check mark?
I don't think. Boy, I'm not sure. I'll have to reread.
Well, just
the
look it
rules.
up for later.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll look at it.
It was just a question.
That is a good
If
question.
you want to put it there for now, did you spend?
Yeah, I spent it on what was it? On
Was it brawling?
yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
Well, you got several successful brawling rolls anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
it was
you
your
have
a check mark.
mythos. It was
Oh
your
yeah, it was my
mythos.
mythos.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But you don't get a check mark for mythos.
No.
So never mind.
Yeah, because you had an 11 and you brought it down.
Yeah, to like a what is
By
my
the way,
mythos?
I should probably give you that.
8.
Oh, thank you.
So I spent 3 points.
Is that my mad scientist doctor now? Awesome.
Who totally was dedicated to trying to figure out how to get back into the dream and figure out how to use it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Ready? The so it's almost dawn by the time you're all awake.
So what's my real world hit points?
Half the amount of damage you took.
Okay. So I'm still pretty beat the hell up, but not to that. Not as bad. Not
You got healed, and then whatever you were down
Still
by,
down, half.
cut that in half.
Yeah. But
So
that's
I got-
still
yeah.
bad.
I got hurt in the dream too. Is it the same thing? Half? Okay.
I totally kicked ass. And
Yeah, you did.
hid behind tables.
Yeah.
I regret not.
Effectively, though. Like,
Yeah.
you made that table your...
Hey, you
tool
knocked
of
that dude
destruction.
down and allowed me to saw his head off, so yeah. That's a sentence I just said.
Cool. Well, would any further first aid be useful at this point to him?
Nah, it's just bumps and bruises at this point. It doesn't even. I mean, it doesn't even look like scratch marks. It literally just looks like bruising.
Okay. So I think first order of business is we got to make sure that we take care of what's under that house.
But will we get Gail to a safe location?
Indeed. Agreed. Maybe we can send her back to the States?
Well, what she wanted was to go talk to the Lord, and he had helped her in the past. He can get her set up somewhere that's much further away from here.
I don't know if we can trust anyone in this area. He's been keeping her nicely in that house, but I think we should just, maybe she can stay at the sanitarium for a bit or something. I mean,
I don't feel like that's quite...
would she be safe there, though?
we could send her to Dr. Kessler.
She speaks Russian. I still have some family.
That sounds like a fantastic solution if you're willing to do
I'll
that.
send some telegrams and see what I can do.
Okay. And let's talk to Gail about it and see if she's all right with it.
Okay. She doesn't want to go home. She doesn't want to go home. That's
no,
for
but
sure.
No,
is she all right with staying? Like, if Isadore's family is willing to take her in for some time while we maybe get her a safer place.
That seems so far.
It's not Russia. It's just like around here, like in
England,
the
you have
country.
family in England, right?
Actually, more like Poland.
Oh. Well,
Never mind. Yeah, that is pretty far then. We could send you to... We have a associate in London. His name is Dr. Kessler. He has been quite amenable to providing us with assistance in the past.
Okay.
He's conducting studies in
Mike's on.
lucid dreaming.
He's conducting studies in this sort of lucid dreaming type of thing, which is why
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that again.
I just wanted to make sure that he was told that if you do not want to participate in those things, that you do not.
yeah.
But even your account of what you experience now...
Oh, okay. I should let his lordship know.
I'm a little bit worried about... I mean, you can tell him that you're leaving, of course. That would be polite. But perhaps be a bit finicky on the details of where you're going.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you can surely trust the Lord, but who knows? I mean,
Who's
these people-
listening? Yeah.
Yeah, there's people around here who are...
And these people who've been threatening you, I truly believe they are associates of his son.
Oh, they could be. I mean, they come in and out of his house at all hours.
Right.
So, just to make sure that information doesn't get to the wrong ears, and that we could keep you as safe as possible, maybe just tell him that you're going on a small trip. You'll be back soon.
A holiday, I think you call it here.
To Poland.
Okay, I can do that. Would someone escort me to the manor house?
Of course.
We are at your service.
Oh, they're probably not now. They're probably still sleeping.
Well, we should definitely have some breakfast and clean up a little bit first.
Okay.
We will do so.
Yeah, clean up, have some breakfast.
Your mic's off again.
Clean up, get some breakfast, get moving on to getting ready to go over there.
Okay.
I'm kind of hesitant to go to the Lord's house, man. I don't trust that dude.
Well, I would not choose to do so, but I would go to protect this kind woman.
Oh, how about, Gail, would you... I think there's an early train. It might be best to get you out of here as soon as possible.
We would happy to send him a letter and deliver it personally if you'd like, if you wanted to communicate with him. But
If you're only going on holiday, we can just deliver that letter,
Okay.
and then you can make the early train that way.
Very well.
We can sit while she writes in her beautiful handwriting. I'm sure she has.
Hasn't been beautiful since she lost her sight, probably.
No, I know.
How do you normally send dispatches?
I go to his. Well, when I could see, I would just go to his home. Sometimes he comes to visit, and I will report the things that I've heard.
Like what things? Oh, things about his son.
Yes, he's asked me to watch. Originally, I was hired to look after his health. He's always been very sickly and a very troubled young man.
Well, some things have not changed. However, outside of the associates, or were there anyone in particular of his associates that you noticed?
Well, there's the priest. He's defrocked. At least that's the rumor.
Yes, you mentioned him.
Yes, the man from Bath.
Yes.
The Irishman from Bath.
But as far as the others, I don't really know them. Most of them are artists or musicians.
Hangers-on.
Unsavory types. Actors.
Well, I'm sure that we can keep an eye on him for you. But the most important thing is to get you to safety first.
Very well.
And I'll send a telegram to Dr. Kessler and be like, hey, we are sending a woman in need of protection.
How long
She's
is
old.
the train ride?
What did I say? It was like 4 or 6 hours, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
You can also let the conductor know that there's someone who needs to be watched over.
Assistant, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I feel like she needs someone to go with her, but I don't think any of us should go with her.
Yeah, Linden's a little bit squiffy for us right now.
Yeah. Some
I
of
feel
us
like
more than
I'll
others.
tell Kessler in the telegram what train she's coming on, so
Oh,
we can
so
pick
he
her
can
up from the station.
Have her
Oh,
met
yeah,
there.
there you go.
Okay. All right.
All right. We will do so.
Okay. And she dictates a letter for
Okay.
someone to write.
Probably Camille. Camille probably has the best writing, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
maybe
it's
that's what
dear lordship, I must travel to London on a family emergency. Blah 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 blah. I'll be back to Poland on a family emergency.
Yeah, she can dictate what she wants. What we write down is a radically different thing.
Such a trust violation, but I'm sure it was just a slip of the tongue.
Right. Et cetera, et cetera. Unfortunately, I will be unable to fulfill my duties in your employ. I hope to return within the fortnight.
Okay.
Yes, et cetera.
And then I have
Gail
her
Martha.
kind of like sign as best she can. I mean,
Right.
even with your eyes closed, you can still sign your name.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I mean,
Okay.
I figure she's been doing it all her life, so
Right.
like,
Muscle memory being what it is. Yeah.
exactly. Might be a little askew, but at least that way it's not just like, here's this letter written by hand that obviously isn't hers, and
Yeah.
like,
Right.
there's no verification on what's going on otherwise.
Right.
Right. Good call. We escort her to the train,
Okay.
see her
off.
safely off, make sure the train's actually moving.
Why are we waving? Right.
Yeah.
Only you were waving. Only Gail was waving. None of us waved back. Very
I'm
rude
going
of
to check
us.
through the train, though, and, like, is there any weird, shady-looking people?
Spot hidden.
Jeez.
Roll 100 and there will be.
Oh, God.
Are you just making us afraid of rolling dice all the
15.
time?
15. Boom.
It's called Cthulhu. We should always be afraid of hidden guys.
Out of 40.
Okay. No, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, there's not that very many people on the train at all.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay. Off she
I'm going to
goes.
also slip a couple extra coins to the conductor, whoever's helping her.
Okay.
Be like, if anybody has questions about her, don't answer these. And don't answer.
Take good care of my grandmother,
Yeah.
or I'll be back for you.
Gun flip. Back in the holster. I'm just kidding, I don't do that. But I
Americano.
give the look, though.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So she's seen off.
The camera zooms in on her squinting eye at the conductor.
Yeah.
Woo!
Who looks confused.
No, he's like, what?
Well, of
Where'd
course
that
I would
music
help
come
this
from?
nice young
Sergio
woman.
Marconi Cthulhu would be fun. That's another idea.
Oh.
Right.
We either need to find out more about this priest from Bath, or we need to, and at some point we do need to track down Nathaniel Harper. But I'm loath to dig up whatever is in that sepulchre without any way to fight it.
Well,
Who mentioned Diggy? My plan would be to get gunpowder from local supply, like to get rid of Stump.
I would say blow the whole thing to Kingdom Come. That's exactly what idea I had.
well, I mean, that's gonna, in more than one way, blow our cover here. So I think that we should at least go visit the Lord first and see what we can find out there, and perhaps even visit this priest before we blow that place to Kingdom
What
Come.
I'm saying
I
is
do
that
not want to make ourselves known to this priest.
I think it's very unlikely that anybody knows of that basement that isn't already involved with this situation. Nobody would know what is being kept in that basement, and he's obviously mentally unstable.
Right, but it blowing up is going to catch some attention.
Yeah, but
Y'all were
towards
afraid
us?
of me shooting a gun off
Why
in front of
towards
the
us?
house.
Because
I
you were
don't know
standing
what
in
you're
broad
talking
daylight. Well, everybody could observe you shooting a gun. I'm thinking something a little bit more surreptitious, like digging under or finding some way to get in there secretly, laying whatever explosives we want to lay, and just blowing the thing to 20 Christmases from now.
Remember the whatever of
The
November.
The old 12th of July.
No, this is now the 13th, isn't
The
it?
13th. Okay.
I thought it was the 11th.
Oh,
last
no,
night.
you're right. Yeah, it's the 12th. July 12th.
I mean,
No,
if it's good
I'm-
enough for Guy Fawkes, right?
Priest's name is Patrick O'Leary,
Yes.
because of course it is.
The Supreme Irishman.
I'm surprised it's not like
Like, all right.
Top level Irish.
But no, I don't want to approach him. They know about us as much as I would like them to know already.
Well, I mean, ideally he wouldn't be leaving the conversation. Like, our job here is to take out these cultists, correct?
Well, I don't feel like the final solution might be the first that we should go with. There might be some way to defang them without committing.
I see where you're coming from this, and I agree with you. I'm not someone who takes murder lightly. But I'm thinking that the gravity of this situation would have a factor in our decision making. And I think that these people are not going to be dissuaded or imprisoned or cajoled or manipulated
I mean,
into.
it's possible that if we could get them imprisoned, it would do enough to disrupt the ritual. We don't know anything about it so far, except that it's going on.
Right, and we have no idea if putting them in prison would stop it.
Well, let's find out more first before we just say,
Start murdering people willy-nilly.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
These people bring people back from the dead. They
woman
try and
brings
murder
people back from the dead.
It is important for us to not become that which we are hunting.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's really important that we stop this no matter what, so that we can get on with our actual lives.
I still think that proper decision making should be key, and doing what we must be done. And I'm not saying that I am eliminating that from our modus operandi. What I am saying is that let's make the best choices we can with the most information we can before we do so. I don't know. This priest seems to be very central in what's going on right here, right now. If he isn't in charge of what's going on right here, right now. Mm-hmm. At the very least, we should be able to at least get a hold on what his writings are, what his or any type of source material that he has for this. But
He
I think an
probably has some
eventuality
of the
is
works of Thomas of Bath.
indeed.
That is the religion that he follows. He must have some of those works, and we might be able to glean some idea of what his plan is and what he is actually bringing forth through that.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we could destroy The basement of Smith's house.
What? If we don't want to kill this man, why do we not forcibly detain him and ask him questions?
Because it's quite possible that he also has powers that we do not all understand.
So it's really important that we're nice to him so that he can hurt us.
No, it's
before
very
we kill
important
him.
that we stay the hell away from him.
But that won't solve
How
any
will
of
we
our
find
problems.
out what he is doing if we do not?
We find out through investigating him, investigating his surroundings, investigating like what writings he's going from.
But
Perhaps the first step is to find out where he is staying.
I agree.
His home.
Let's just find
We
out
can
where
wait
he
for him
is.
to leave. We can maybe enter his home and take
I think
his important papers.
our first step is to deliver this letter for Gail.
True.
So let's do that, and then after that we can.
I'm also concerned
Perhaps
that
I am more unknown to these people. I could take a letter.
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea for any of us to be alone right now, and I am a bit suspicious of this lord. I mean, apples don't fall far from trees and all.
well, we can simply put the letter in the post.
I mean, someone's about to notice that she's missing today, since she's already gone, and who knows how long it'll take for the post to arrive at the manor and for him to see it. So, since we do want to check out and see how, if the Lord is in on all of this as well, this is the best way to
Get in his
innocently get ourselves there.
house. If we see anything weird happen in his house, well, that'll give us another layer on this tiered cake of nightmares. But I find it hard to believe that this many people could be conspiring with his son and the Lord.
It actually sounds like that he did know something about it if he hired her to keep an ear out
Right.
for who was around him, but that doesn't sound like he wanted to aid them. It sounded more like he was concerned about it, which is a good thing for us.
May have just thought his son was an addict and needed minding.
I mean, that's just the truth.
Yeah, that's just
Well-
factual. Yeah. Okay, then. So what we're thinking is that this is a good excuse for us to take a measure of his lordship and see if maybe he might be involved with this, or just trying to figure out through normal means how he could help his son. I'm all for that. I'm just saying that this is a person of considerable power here, so we need to tread lightly if we do so, because we're probably going to create a whole lot more problems for ourselves if he is annoyed with us. But I'm all for it.
Great.
Okay.
Let us go.
So I'm gonna say it's like pre-lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brunch.
You make your way to the estate manor. It's a big, gaudy, castle-ish looking, huge house, and big rolling lawns, and all the typical stuff that you would see. And there's 2 footmen standing outside the main entrance.
Howdy. Hi. We are from the township. Gail sent us. You know, the sweet old lady who's in
Gail
her lordship
Northrop sent
service?
us with a missive for his lordship.
Yes.
Oh. Let me see if his lordship is detained. One moment.
Thank you.
Runs inside.
We'll never understand why they keep these lords and ladies and such around.
The other one hears you.
There is a along with the obligation that the town serves to the Lord has an obligation to the town.
Yes, I understand
To
that.
keep
but
peasants working.
she grins.
Okay. And he comes back out and he says, his lordship has asked me to take you to the sitting room where he will join you shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Please follow me this way. He goes goes up to the door, walks in, big, huge palatial thing with paintings all over the walls.
Yeah.
And takes you into a sitting room.
Does this mean he can only afford the chairs in this one room?
No. It means he has a room specifically just for sitting
Oh.
with people he doesn't know very well.
Ah. That is very nice. It's a very nice place.
There's a few bookshelves, a couple of bookshelves here. There's also there's a desk, and there's a display case with what looks like a bunch of war medals.
Nice.
Some of them look very old.
I'm gonna go straight to those bookshelves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as we walk through, I'm going to also do spot hidden as we walk everywhere for
Okay.
any yellow signs hidden anywhere, things like that.
Oh,
12.
those purple dice, man.
Purple dice.
You see no purple signs or anything that even looks like a purple
Yellow
sign.
signs.
A yellow sign. So
Okay.
purple
Purple
dice,
sign.
yellow,
Yellow
Yellow
dice.
sign.
You only can find the purple sign with those.
Is there anything good in those bookshelves?
Most of it's histories. A lot of histories of the British war histories, studies on various battles. There's a whole section of it on Napoleon, and there's a whole other section on the British Civil War with the Cromwell era and that kind of stuff. Mostly, it looks like it's mostly history. It's probably all for show. This is like it's the sitting room. They're going to put the books like, oh yeah, this is what we read.
It's like, we totally read these books.
The comic books are in a different room. Probably.
The books are all sorted by color.
Probably.
I think Dave should get a bonus die for spotting anything yellow.
I will totally go investigate the collection of
Okay.
awards.
None of them are marked. It's just like it has like a couple of like little like sort of angled things where they're sort of pinned onto velvet, and some of them look like they could be 100, 150, 200 years old. Some of them look like quite old, and they're the big sort of
Oh, the super gaudy ones.
yes, right, yeah, from the colonial era, and then all the way through to like regular actual medals like they would give today. And there's some medals in there that you might recognize as being from the Great War. And after a few minutes, one of the footmen comes and opens the door. And make sure I get his name right.
Is there a bar?
Yes, there is. And there is whiskey and scotch and gin and what other staples would they put out? Would make a luck roll, see if there's vodka?
No. I
Okay.
think I would go for the gin
Okay.
and assume.
Okay. Very flowery vodka.
Probably some brandy here.
Yeah, oh yeah, they
Brandy
would probably
is
have
quite-
brandy, yeah.
Popular.
And anyway, the footman comes in, opens the doors, steps to the side, and says, Lord William Frederick Danvers Smith, 2nd Viscount of Hambledon. Then he walks in and says, You are acquaintances or friends of Abigail Northope?
I
Yes.
bow in the way that you do for royalty because I actually know the
Oh, okay.
the etiquette for that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I go, yes, my lord.
I do that, but badly.
Okay.
Like, I saw him do it, and I was like...
And I have a little curtsy.
Okay.
Thanks, Pops. That's not what I say,
Yeah.
but
Right.
mentally, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, French Lord Father asshole.
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Nope.
I go up to shake his hand, though.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And he takes your hand and
Yeah.
kisses it.
Oh. Well, thank you. I mean, she knows what
Yes.
she's supposed to do, but she's like, nope, I'm
She don't
American.
care.
You are not my royalty.
Yeah, we fought a war about that.
Yeah. We settled that.
The only royalty I have left
And
is
it would
celebrity.
seem that his family was on the wrong side of it for the medals, as described.
So, yes, we have come at her behest. She had to travel, and she did not want to leave without informing you.
Oh dear, alone?
Yeah, well, she is meeting family at the end of her journey.
This is a letter that she asked us to deliver to you. She knew that you worried about her, and she told us you actually took quite good care of her despite her infirmity.
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. He takes the letter and says, excuse me.
Yeah.
I told her she no longer has a duty to watch my son.
Oh.
I think
I
she
am
takes
assuming
it quite seriously.
I have forbid her from doing so.
Oh.
And I insisted. Yet she continues to put herself in danger.
Yeah, it does seem that there's a lot of danger there. Do you know anything about that? It was very obvious that people were around her house.
Well, my son, he's always been troubled. And when he came back from the war, it was worse. He volunteered, of course, and he was decorated. His medals are in the case. But prior to the war, we had sent him to London, and a psychiatrist of some sort suggested something called art therapy. So, prior to the war, we
Sent her to
hired-
learn to paint.
hired an artist to come and teach him the craft. And he took to it, and it seemed to help. But when the war came and he came back, changed worse than ever.
What that happened to a lot of folks.
Indeed. At this point, he told us he wanted to be an artist. So we put him up in a cottage in town, and he'd been injured in the war, shrapnel to the leg, although he was fortunate enough to keep the leg. And I wrote to, or our town physician wrote to an associate in London and was able to find a nurse initially to help him convalesce, because he insisted on moving out of the manor house. So,
Who was this associate of yours in London?
Oh,
Or of the doctors?
I don't know his name, but the nurse was Abigail Northope.
Ah.
And she spent a few years, and she would at first she would visit him every day, and then as his convalescing improved and he was able to get around on his own, I just asked her to just keep an eye on him. Quite honestly, didn't want him to embarrass the family. Which she would come here usually, and we would have tea, and she would tell me of the comings and goings from his home, and nothing seemed amiss until perhaps a year or 2 years ago. Some archetypes began coalescing around him. My son had never had he did not have an easy childhood. He was always sick and always plagued with terrible nightmares.
Of
All sorts. Things he would not describe for the most part. But and he led a lonely life. Very few friends. So I don't know if he knew what friends were, but these people, I think he assumed were friends. And they began living off of him. I upped his
Stipend?
allocation.
In order to, we were quite frankly, even though these people were archetypes, they did not seem too strange, and we were glad for him to have friends and companions, quite frankly. And then, as time went on, the number of people and the variety of the people that arrived at his home grew.
When did he start making the subject of his paintings the Titanic?
That was after. That was almost immediate. I was on a trip to London. He was in. He went with the Dowager Countess, his grandmother, and they visited the psychiatrist there for treatment, which did nothing. But apparently they stopped in for luncheon somewhere and met a gentleman who had actually survived the Titanic, and he was a young teen at the time, and so the story fascinated him, and that became when the art lessons began upon his return. That's the first thing he wanted to paint was these depictions of the sinking of the Titanic with these horrific monsters, which of course goes against all known accounts.
And good Christian sense.
Yes. That iceberg, I'm told.
This is what the paper said.
Yes.
I mean, have you ever given Gail anything valuable that people might want? It seems strange that they're trying to break into some poor old woman's house.
Well, she took ill. She came and visited me to give a report. And when she arrived, she was fine. She was perfectly fine. And then she was struck with a fever. Very suddenly.
Scarlet fever. She almost died?
She did, indeed. We put her in a guest room because she was unable to stand. And she had a red rash. And the physician came and took one look at her and immediately diagnosed it as scarlet fever, which he said was very unusual because it can take weeks for scarlet fever to develop, and you'll have a fever for most of that time. This all came on very rapidly, and by the next morning, the poor dear had lost her sight, which I guess is to be expected from a severe case.
Yes. And she is lucky to have regained her health otherwise.
She was lucky to have you to care for her.
The home that she's staying in, was it hers the whole time?
We've provided it for her.
And who stayed in it prior to her?
It was a tenant. The series of flats there are part of the family holding. I believe it. I would have to look in the records, but I believe that one had been vacant for nearly a year.
Oh. So it just seemed that there was quite a bit of... she was concerned that her attic had a bit old things in it that were not hers. It might just be her memory failing her on what.
Oh, it's possible. I mean, some tenants do tend to leave things they forget. But I told her that her duties to watch my son were over, and she was not to do so anymore, but she insisted on doing it. And I kept telling her that to do so, especially considering how unsavory the people around him became, that it would be a danger to her, and she should simply live her life in comfort.
So you think it's your son's friends that were posing the danger?
Well, she did inform me that they seemed to be threatening and menacing her at one point. They don't seem to want people watching what's happening there. And this all happened when the defrocked priest from Bath arrived.
She was quite disturbed by that priest.
As are we all.
Have you spoken to your son about him at all?
We tried. He insists that these are people who are admirers of his art. And perhaps they are, but they seem far more interested in emptying out his...
coffers.
Yes.
And you've done nothing to investigate these people or do anything to stop them from taking advantage of your son?
I don't want to push my son farther away from here at home as he already is.
being a child quite far from my family. Might I suggest that indulging everything might not be the best course? You don't want to give him enough rope to hang himself.
This is true.
How is your son? We'd heard some rumors while we were sitting in the B&B that he was recently sick again or taken ill again.
Yes, he. The physician has prescribed several types of medicines over the past decade to assist in a sort of dreamless sleep for him. And currently he's on something, I do not remember the name of it, something extremely powerful, but apparently, according to the physician, he is at the end of his pharmacological rope, as it were. This is not a treatment that he would recommend, but seems to be the only thing that is working.
I see. But I'm very sorry for that. I was close with my father, and it must be difficult for you to have your son so estranged and so troubled.
Well, he's not estranged. He just...
Troubled.
Yes, he is definitely troubled, and he...
Is strange.
Well, he certainly chooses strange companions.
Yeah.
No, thank you for your forthrightness. I am sure that we wouldn't want to take up any more of your time.
No.
But to be perfectly honest, I only have the child's perspective. But sometime a firm hand is best.
Indeed. Indeed.
No, we were going to remain for a bit in town, but since we've spent time with Gail, it's possible people may know us as her friends. Are there people that are your son's companions that we should perhaps be watching out for our own safety, other than this priest?
I don't know any of the names of any of the other ones. Most of them are vagabonds and vagrants, as far as I can tell.
Well, they should stand out then in this community. Could you perhaps describe them at least?
Well, certainly. And he gives you a description of a few people. One guy's redheaded.
Okay.
One guy's blonde. Just a general description.
Yeah, that's right.
And he says you can tell who they are because they're always going to his house at all hours of the night.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sure where your son's house is.
Oh, it's he gives it a name. I don't remember the name. Doom Bridge or something.
It's that one out there that you were shooting
That
outside
cottage.
of the other day.
With the reported
I know
gunshots.
that, and you know that. He does not know that.
This is too late to shush about that. The shushing should have happened earlier. I can tell you how much I love that you just went pop, pop, pop.
the Lord's like, and they apparently are playing around with weapons. The neighbors reported hearing gunshots first thing in the morning.
It's quite
Hooligans.
unlike him to be out that early.
It's not a terrible idea to plant the idea that maybe they blew it up by accident themselves.
Oh, he tells you it's
Actually, that's-
number 12 Durant Crescent.
Okay. Well, we will.
And that, no, wait, it was 8, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was 8, that's right.
Well, we will make sure to give it a wide berth. And so your son is home then?
Yes. He, we had him in his old room here, recovering. I guess he had administered the medicine the doctor had given him incorrectly.
No. I see.
Well, at least then he's safe near to the family.
Oh, yes. We would prefer him here, but he insisted on moving.
But he's still currently here, or has he gone home?
No, he's gone to his cottage.
Oh, I see. I was confused.
Me too, actually. I thought you meant he was in the manor.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to start lunch. I would invite you, but you don't seem to be dressed. But
No, we couldn't impose. at
but
all.
I could have you serve something in the servants' quarters if you.
Oh, absolutely no problem, sir. We can
That
take
would
care
be
of ourselves.
delightful.
Oh, very well.
All right, there you go.
He goes over and pulls a rope. And here comes, what's his name?
My lord, but before we part ways, and once again, thank you for your graciousness. Do you know anywhere in town where I would be able to buy maybe some hunting glasses or a telescope?
Oh yes. He gives you the name of the place. And then Mr. Jordan comes out. You recognize his voice as soon as he starts talking. He says,
Yes.
Please follow me this way.
Yes. Well, I'm very much looking forward to. What do you call it here? Shooting?
Hunting?
Yes, but they call it something different unless you're on a horse. Yeah, you go shooting. That's what they call it.
Do they?
Yeah, they call it. Yeah, it's different.
Okay.
That's when you're shooting.
When you're wandering out amongst the moors looking
Yeah.
for pheasant.
Got it.
Yeah. There's another word
Different
for it
than
too.
hunting. The hunt would be
With the dogs
foxes
and the horse.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good day to you.
Thank you,
Good
my
day.
lord.
And if there's anything else I can do, or just please call me.
Yes. Enjoy your
appreciated.
lunch.
Thank you, and you as well. And he is dressed
Yeah.
Of course.
for lunch.
and
And-
nothing else to do. Change clothes.
Right.
Several times a
You
day.
have nothing left to do. Make more rules. about everything.
And also force people to help you change clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
Net job creation right there.
Sweet. So we go down and eat at the servants' quarters.
Yeah.
Let's
Sweet.
find out some good gossip.
Yeah.
Good gossip.
Exactly.
Servants. Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I watched Downton Abbey. I know how this works. They know everything.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Charles Jordan excuses himself because it's lunch for his lordship and family, so he's going to attend to them. But the second footman is here. He introduces himself as Thomas Ford, as is Rose Williamson, who you vaguely recognize her voice as well.
And
Who's one of the
Mr.
house-
Jordan did call her Rose.
Right. One of the housemaids, and also Emily Jenkins, another housemaid.
Okay.
So there's three of them down here dining with you.
Okay.
I probably still have the crystal tumbler.
Oh, probably.
I was going to ask if, I was like, oh, I wonder if Jordan takes it from you. And he's like, I'll take care of this, sir. And like whisks it away.
It's like still 2/3 full. I just poured it.
Right.
I didn't just put a finger in it. 'Cause I didn't know how long we were going to have to wait.
It could have been ages.
drunk. He doesn't take it from you. If it's still full, he doesn't take it from you. So you're sitting downstairs, and there's big long benches on each side of the long table, and they're serving a typical. Down here, they make different food,
Yeah.
but it's like a stew, and there's bread and such.
It's actually kind of tasty. Unlike the food they're getting served upstairs.
This tastes like the stew and bread from the very old man and Native American lady.
We travel a lot.
Is made from deer meat.
Oh no,
Oh,
this is beef.
oh, it's similar.
And
It
Rose
is
says,
delicious.
"So
Quite
you're,
tasty.
you're from America?"
Yeah,
No.
I am.
We're from Russia.
I am as well. Not Russia, America. New York.
But I reside in the United States.
What do you do there?
I am a professor of history and archaeology and anthropology.
Oh my, and you're not eating upstairs?
We weren't dressed correctly.
Oh,
Our visit was impromptu.
I'm a librarian.
oh. That's interesting.
It is, actually. I was hoping, unfortunately our timing is so bad, I just wanted to ask the Lordship about his collection of tomes that he might have here. With a manor this grand, it must be quite the collection.
Oh well, yes. He has some in the sitting room. And then, of course, he has his library. And he is an avid reader.
Yes, I mean, a man of his standing must be, right?
No, yes.
Anything interesting, like specialties that he is interested in?
Well, he always keeps a military history book by his bedside table.
I did notice there were quite a few histories in the sitting room.
But I don't see the bookmark move much in it. But
Maybe it's to help him sleep at night.
perhaps. But he reads the paper every day, and he reads some fiction. Her ladyship also is an avid reader, mostly fashion magazines, but she also reads fiction as well.
What kind of fiction? It's so rare that you hear of people partaking in the fanciful literature.
Well, I don't understand what you mean. Fiction. There's stories that aren't true.
Yes.
Yes.
How many kinds of them are there?
Many, but
Oh.
so who is the author of the stories that they're reading? I suppose this is my real question.
Oh, I would have to look. I never really pay that much attention. I'm usually just cleaning. I just pick the books up to dust. I don't really look at them.
There aren't any pictures on them?
No, most of them are leather bound.
No.
Embossed,
No.
I believe is the term.
Must be very nice to be a lord.
Oh, he has a lot of troubles.
With his son.
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about him.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
So Doris at this point is going to go into some of her adventures, like what she did on the ship, where she's just like, so by the way, I am an adventuress. And she's going to try and dazzle them a little bit with these exciting stories, so they get to trust her a little bit and trust the group a little bit more. So
Okay.
maybe then they'll feel like opening up a little bit more.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for that or just?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fast
trying to think what. That's probably the closest thing I can see. Or credit rating.
43. I made it. So.
You made it. Okay. All right.
Credit rating. That's
He's
awesome.
like, so I heard that the Lord's son has some problems.
Okay.
Here's $1 American. You won't have any use for that.
But these all these pence. With,
All
you
right.
guys have weird
Yeah,
money.
I mean, we don't have to role play the whole thing out because I'd have to make up whole stories. But she's gonna tell about one of her adventures in the jungles in South America.
And they all three of them seem just hang on every word.
Yeah, and somehow segue that into meeting some important royalty of the tribes down there and things like that. I don't know, just
Okay.
this cool, great story of stuff that is super crazy to them, and then just being yeah, and then hopefully segueing that back into conversation. And now I'm exploring here and learning about the people here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is great food.
What are you going to try to pry out of them? What kind
Nothing. Just I want them to I just want to change their mindsets
Okay.
of oh, this is someone we want to impress.
Okay.
Oh, well, we know stuff. We could maybe we could help with your next book. What should that sort of thing.
Okay.
Where it's more I don't necessarily know what questions to ask them, but that way they're just more primed.
Okay. All right.
She's like a 1920s influencer.
Yeah.
It's,
I am.
Yes.
it's awesome.
It's
You've
perfect.
seen my
It's
Insta?
so good.
I
Have
think
you
I'm
seen
going
my
to find the
latest novel?
restroom
Okay.
while they're busy.
All right.
I'll go outside. I need to use the restroom. Oh, no, wait.
They show you to the water closet.
Do they show me, or do they just kind of?
Oh, one of them probably gets up and shows you
Oh,
because it's probably kind of a maze down here.
Okay.
and they don't want you going in the wrong place.
Yeah, it probably was added on centuries after the
Right,
building.
exactly.
That's not the water closet, that's the linen closet. What have you done?
They're very absorbent.
I thought this is what rich people could do.
Okay.
Then I'll wait an appropriate amount of time, and then I'm going to go.
All right. We're going to
sneaking
go.
About. I'm going to, just check out the place
Okay.
without escort.
All right. Now, their household staff is not very big, and there's probably only 6 total, and they're at lunch, so...
Yeah.
Good
We've got
times.
like the 3 of them that are at lunch with us, and the other 3 are serving upstairs.
Right. So, go ahead and make a stealth roll with a
Advantage?
a bonus
Whatever-
die.
Bonus die.
Yeah.
Whatever the terminology is.
Yeah.
Boon.
I'll take a 12.
Yeah.
A 12?
I'm pretty stealthy.
Boom. Okay. And there's hardly anyone around. That basically just make sure you don't, knock something over and break something, and then someone goes and investigates. So you pretty much have the run of the upstairs, because they're in the ground floor. So the second floor is where all of the. Is that where you're going to be?
Yeah, well, I think I'd probably look for the son's room,
Okay.
like where he was recently convalescing.
Okay. You find that. And it's definitely a room with you can see the sort of the remnants that this was a boys' room at one point. You do see like very crude drawings, like some of his earlier works, mostly sketches or charcoals and things like that. Similar to the stuff that he would do later. But he obviously improved a lot. Anything else in particular you're going to...
Well, I was just going to look and see if there was anything in here that might have been a connection to his group of hangers-on, or any unusual books like they've talked about. Or
Okay. Make a spot hidden.
Yeah, 13.
Bam!
Nice.
Wow, you're killing it with the game science dice. See?
No, these are like artisan, I think.
Yeah, they were the wood ones.
Although those are wooden ones.
They're also sharp, though.
Yeah.
They got the sharp edges.
Very appropriate.
But then, when it's important, I'm going to roll 99.
Right.
When it's not like,
I mean, you did.
oops, I took a wrong turn coming back from the bathroom and ended up upstairs. My bad. It's going to be like, oh, look, a gelatinous zombie man is trying to gouge out your eyes. Oh,
He
well,
succeeds.
I guess he does.
You should keep your hair that color, and next Halloween go as Guy Fieri.
I've heard that from multiple people, so I might just do that.
I mean, you gotta be
Just
the mayor of
spike it up.
Flavortown.
Yeah. I mean,
Sunglasses on the back.
it's not like a Hawaiian shirt with flames on it would be that out of character either.
Right.
Like,
You could just paint some flames on the one you're wearing right now.
make it happen.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I was also toying with the idea of Shrek next year. But I don't know how committed I am to shaving my head.
Oh, do it, man. It's awesome.
I was gonna say, like, the green body paint is what kind of would get me.
Well,
It's
after
just so much paint.
the purple stuff that Matt found for me for Ursula this year was so easy and convenient and not problematic at all
Yes.
that I was just like, oh, I can do whatever color I want. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got an airbrush. It makes it so easy.
Oh, nice. So I'm gonna like prime them for questioning, and then give you the look, Camilla. Like, hey, you probably know good questions to ask.
Let's think about this. So, yeah, so
Sorry, you were
One of the
looking something
things
up for him.
that
I was
is-
kind
Yeah,
of
we'll go back to that because he's got to go search.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
great. It must be one of the things that led our little group here to assist Doris was actually the artwork of the young Mr. Smith.
Oh, James.
It's traveled as far as America.
Oh, it has.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I know that there was a woman here who would come and call on him, and she was American.
Oh, really?
Yes. I believe
Perhaps we know her.
her name was Abigail.
Abigail Amherst.
I do believe that was her last name, yes.
Oh.
She comes from a very famous family, a very well-off family in the United States.
Oh, really?
We don't
They
have-
are quite well respected.
They don't have anything like the peerage there, but people of wealth sometimes gain a certain amount of fame, and her family is. one of those.
Yeah, what is it like to live in like a lord's house? Like we don't have anything like that in America. We just got some rich folks.
Oh, don't your rich folks have help?
Well, yeah, but it's not quite the same. Like you're just there because of money. Like they can lose it and get it as fast as anybody else.
Oh. Well, I have an apartment here, a room, and all my meals are taken care of, and I'm paid.
And it must be nice that the security, because the Lord's estate must make sure that you aren't troubled by anyone. I have heard in the last year or two some unsavory types have moved into your quaint town.
Oh, yes. Yes, there have been. They're somewhat problematic people.
I mean, including even, Lord forgive me for speaking of it, but a defrocked priest?
I know. It's terrible. And he's a creep.
Have you had problems with him? Tell me he isn't trying to prey on the young women here.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. He once asked me to spy on his lordship.
What? How
Yes.
dare he?
And I take it that's a bad thing.
Nothing would get me my walking papers faster than to do something like that.
Oh,
And no one here would be silly enough to take him up on an offer like that.
Oh, no.
that's
What kind of
Certainly
things was he trying to find out?
I don't know. He never really got to it. He just had some slimy proposition about paying me for information about his lordship.
How terrible. You know, I have heard, I haven't had a lot of experience with them myself, but I have heard those Irish have strange ideas.
Yeah. The fact that he's a defrocked priest,
It's
and no one knows why.
It couldn't be anything good.
Well, certainly.
Defrocked Roman Catholic, or
Yes, Roman Catholic.
that's even worse.
and his,
Do you know where he's staying? Just so we can avoid it. I don't want to get anywhere near some man with no morals.
Oh, he's staying in a flat near the town center.
oh,
I don't know the address. It's
we must have passed it then.
he gives she gives you like the cross streets.
Yep.
It's around there. And he malingers outside and talks with people.
Yeah.
And I heard that he still wears his collar even.
He does. He wears the full raiments at times. I've seen him with the sash.
How dare he?
Full-on
Like he's
gasp.
going to give last rites to the dead.
Goodness.
I cannot think of a particularly worse sin than to take the garments of someone who is supposed to be trusted as a guide and someone who seems to be filled with nothing but ill intent. It is not only an affront to God, but an affront to your lovely community. Has no one of the clergy around here spoken to him about this transgression?
Well, most around here, most of us are Anglican, CV,
Of course.
and we don't concern ourselves with what the Catholics do. There aren't very many Catholics in town. It's not like he has a parish, although there are those hangers-on at the young lord's cottage.
Well,
That could be considered sort of a congregation, I suppose.
well, I would
Really?
hope not, considering his ostracization from the church.
So you think that the young lord is converted to Catholicism?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt that man is peddling Catholicism.
I think that he is the type of person that would only work for his own personal interests.
Yes.
Agreed.
Cut back to Dave.
Okay.
They've rifled through this room.
It's like throwing things around, random things of liquor.
You're rifling through stuff. You find some journals. I don't know if you want to abscond with those.
If they look promising, sure.
Okay. I mean, some of them are like, "Dear diary, today I ate a frog." You know, or
I don't.
That seems like a serious
like
thing.
those are the earlier ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like kids.
I don't know how good I am at reading English.
What is your English at?
60%.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
pretty
That's
literate.
pretty good.
Oh, okay.
it's illiterate.
Make a luck roll.
Since you got all this luck now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Sitting all
It's a
this luck.
possible roll.
Actually, have a chance of making.
Nope.
No.
No, I did not.
Okay.
But I felt positive about the possible outcome.
Okay. Well, you do find there's like probably 8 or 10 journals. And it looks like his entries are pretty spotty. It's like he will write in it for like every night for like a week and a half, and then he won't write in it for 3 months, and then he'll start writing in it again.
Yeah.
So,
like
but I mean,
me when I had to try and start a live journal.
right. So if you want to grab those,
Sure.
okay, you can do so.
I'll tuck them like into my waistband
Okay.
underneath my coat,
All right.
and then make my way back downstairs.
Excellent. Okay. You come back down. He arrives again.
Okay, well, I feel like we have taken up enough of your hospitality.
Oh. Well, thank you for joining us.
And thank you so much. The food was excellent.
And the company, lovely. Thank you.
It was very nice talking with you.
Was.
I enjoyed your stories.
Very good. Well, perhaps I'll send one of my books for you all to add to the library here.
Oh,
You
that
could
would be
read-
delightful.
Yes.
Oh,
Could you sign it?
Oh, yes. Do you think his lordship would be too upset if you showed us the library before we left?
I would so... I
Oh,
mean, I would just so love to see it.
I don't think he would mind.
As would I. Well, as educators and people of knowledge, we would be fascinated to see it.
Yes, as that.
Certainly.
I too love books.
Yes, he does look the type.
So she takes
With all
you,
like jacked up bruises.
I like book too.
she takes you upstairs, and takes you into the library, and it's a bunch of paintings on the wall, and there's probably about 3 times as many books here as there were in the sitting room,
Yeah.
and on a lot of different subjects now.
Cool.
So now are all looking all over the place, so we all make a spot in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
pretty much.
Not, 6.
Boom.
Oh, 78, I didn't make it. I'm too
What is my
overwhelmed
scoot?
by the number of books. I want to read them all.
Nope. Because I stink.
No.
I'm the only one who made the library use roll?
Yes.
Nope.
Spot hidden.
Oh,
If
spot-
I was
oh, sorry.
going for library use, I would have made it.
No.
This would be spot hidden.
Okay, so I still made it. So.
Okay. You find there is a bookshelf that has sort of like all of the bookshelves, the shelves themselves have this sort of lip on them, and you just happen to notice that most of them it's like a little beveled piece of wood in the front that kind of hangs down a little bit, so you could put kind of grab underneath it like a drawer kind of. One of the shelves has like a thin sheet of wood underneath it, and you can feel that there's hollowness between the shelf and the underside of it.
Is the maid watching me?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, she brought you guys up here,
Oh,
and then
okay.
she went back downstairs probably to
Okay.
clean up.
Try and open that.
Okay, you can slide.
Yeah.
You kind of slide the under.
If I
part.
notice what she's doing, I basically try to put myself in the way of somebody coming through the door, not seeing
Okay.
what she's doing. Just
Okay.
trying to.
Yeah, I'm totally going to go over and stand that way.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and a book falls out.
All right, I pick it up.
Read the
Okay,
book and lose sanity.
Yep,
See
I
how it
am.
feels.
I was
See how it
like-
feels.
okay.
Glance at the cover.
It is unmarked.
Doris, may I?
Sure.
So it's an unmarked book. How old does it seem?
It looks like it is maybe 100 years old, roughly.
Okay. So I'm going to just examine it very
Okay.
carefully, handkerchief out the pocket,
Right.
and open the book
Okay.
to the front leaf.
And it has a title page that says Songs to the King Clad in Yellow
By Thomas of Bath.
Mm-hmm.
By what's his name of Bath?
by Father Thomas of Bath.
Yes.
Well,
That guy was prolific.
It's like the Stephen
I am
King.
gonna close
shitty
the
stuff.
book.
Okay.
And is there anything else in there?
Is there anything else in there?
No.
Nope.
We should put. Is there any book of like a similar size weight kind of situation?
Sure.
Like slip that in there and close that. up,
Okay.
Just so you know.
I mean, it's going to start a ticking clock on us.
We are already under one.
That is to say, we do not know. It was Lord of Manor that kept the book in hidden spot.
No.
It could have easily been James, but
Or his wife.
or his wife, since they were both quite interested in
Fiction.
fiction. Of which, how much fiction do I really see in here, like in a library?
Not much. I mean, there's like Dickens, things like that.
I also found books in Boy's room.
What kind?
They are handwritten, like he took notes.
Oh, journals. That could also be quite helpful.
I bring.
I think we should go. Don't take them out now.
I was not. I was just telling.
Okay.
We're just walking out with this stack of books.
Well, I mean, mine is quite cleverly
Yeah.
concealed inside my
Yeah.
many, many layers of clothing.
Okay. So
I
you
mean,
get-
not that many, but I
One of
don't
the
know.
upsides of being forced to have to wear that much crap because of the day and age.
And because the 20s weren't that bad, but it was still like, I mean, I at least had to have like under and then the sub under and then the over.
Yeah.
So you guys get out in the hallway, and Rose kind of is coming back up the stairs and says, "Oh, they're almost finished with lunch, so
We should
Yes.
get out of the way.
Thank
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you again.
she takes
Miss
you
Rose.
she takes you out the front door though, rather
Okay.
than
very
the
nice.
servants' quarter entrance.
That's nice.
Out onto the gravel.
Yes.
We get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter. All right, where are you going? Pitter patter.
We parked down laneway.
Yeah, maybe we should just go back to the B&B, I guess.
Well, perhaps we could spend some time looking for establishment that has agricultural supplies.
That is a very good idea, but I would like to drop our items off at
Oh.
the B&B, and then maybe the two of you could look for the appropriate equipment while I study some of what we found.
Well, perhaps Dmitri and I can go do that while you and the professor
I think
here.
I'm probably better suited to the study portion
Yes.
of this, yes.
True.
We will go on hunt, looking for, as they say in New Jersey, candy.
That is exactly what they say in New Jersey.
You know so much about New Jersey.
Ow.
Okay. So you guys are going to go back to the B&B and start a reading? Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll go there too to
Some-
start, and then we're going to go look for explosives.
Okay. Who's reading the hymns to the King Clad in Yellow?
I will.
Okay.
Welcome.
No, she's the only other person with a mythos rating, too, so she's done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just resisted it.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
just
mean, like-
suck at rolling.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm just still more sane than you are.
Yep.
We're going to have sanity checks.
Okay, and you guys are going farm supply shopping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
How are we doing with nitrates? Just a quick question.
It's easy. We'll explain. Soil in England very rocky. They have boulders, make walls out of all of them.
Yeah, you see them everywhere.
But it's easy to tell. Like, oh, I found. We just bought a little farm here. We found boulder in field. We need to clear to plant.
I'm certain they wouldn't have any problems. All you gotta do is make it seem legit, and you're good.
The most super awkward bluff on some poor farm supply store owner.
What would we roll for?
It's gotta be fast talk.
No, but I mean to actually set off an explosion.
Oh,
Demolitions, I would think.
I don't
think that's a skill, though.
It's not on. Yeah, that's. I'm just like.
Chemistry, maybe?
Chemistry could do it.
Oh, good.
I'm sure everyone's got that real high.
I mean, Edward did.
I mean, if you're buying sticks of dynamite,
Okay.
you don't need to make a roll to light it.
Okay.
I may have you make some kind of a roll anyway, just to see if you're smart enough to get far enough away.
Mm-hmm.
But how are we gonna I mean, that would be some serious fast talk.
To get dynamite?
To explain why we need it?
Yeah, you just need
Stumps.
Stumps. People use that kind of stuff.
bouldered in field.
Yeah.
Needs illuminating.
Yeah, if you're a farmer and there's a big giant boulder and it's too heavy for you to move with a tractor, assuming you have a tractor,
Oh.
blow it up into smaller rocks.
And to dig ditches and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. In this era, you could go into a hardware store in Oklahoma and buy a fully automatic machine gun, so no one's going to ask you about dynamite.
Yeah.
Pardon
I mean, the
me?
machine gun surprises me less than the dynamite, I'll be honest.
I'm going fishing this weekend with my friends. I would require 8 sticks of dynamite.
Exactly.
Actually, back in the day when it was just nitroglycerin and they didn't do the TNT yet, then that was a highly controlled substance because you go bink and everybody dies.
Okay.
Once they actually figured out some stable explosives.
Ah, there it is. I'm looking for this. There's a section in here and I can't find it. Darn it! Does anyone online know? There's a section where where you do like the initial reading rules for a tome. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's 173. Okay.
Well, while you look it up, I'm going
find
to...
it.
Never mind.
Okay. The first thing you do is an initial reading. You make an appropriate language roll. This is written in English.
Oh, great.
So you make an appropriate language skill roll on a D100.
A reading from the Book of Madness.
That's a 51 underneath my 76. So I can read it.
Okay. Oh my goodness, listen to the plaintive cries of my dogs.
They know it's going to be bad.
Yeah. But Pooja, don't do
Protect
it.
yourself! Get out while you still can!
No. Just being a good boy.
They are such good puppers.
Well, Baloo's a very
What
good
if,
boy.
what if when Nurse Gale gets to Kistler's and Derlith bonds with her and he
Oh,
could
yeah.
be her companion dog?
Oh, for sure.
Make him a service animal. It'd be awesome.
Right.
It
Oh,
would
yeah.
be so good. That would make my heart happy. So it'll never happen in this game.
Yeah.
But
No, I like the idea. We just keep collecting objects of pureness and kindness.
people and
Just-
animals of pureness and
Big
kindness.
go
Be
together. Be safe in somewhere away from us.
here. Be not fucked.
Go off to the Elysian fields
Go quickly.
before we ruin it.
Before 10 kinds of bad news shows up, because that's what we are.
Which means we should definitely find someplace besides Kistler's to send people. We should not keep all of our precious eggs in one basket.
Okay. You gain 4. This is from your initial reading. You gain 4 in your mythos skill, and you lose 4 sanity.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You roll for the sanity. I misread that.
Okay.
So make that just make that a D6.
Oh, I roll for how much sanity I lose. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I lose 1 sanity.
1 point.
My blood dice
Impenetrable.
are happy with me today after getting me into trouble last time.
They ain't over yet.
Okay, let me just give you like a brief description of what it is you're reading. The beginning of it talks about that Father that this is written in first person by Father Thomas of Bath, and he says, "I was ordained in 1732 within the Roman Catholic Church, and first came to my." What do they call it? Parish in the city of Bath. Through a series of dreams, I discovered the true nature of the world beyond sight, and first heard the whisperings of the king clad in yellow. And then it kind of goes on a little bit, and then the book contains prayers or hymns. It's called Songs to the King Clad in Yellow. And it contains a song or prayer referred to as the Covenant of Aldebaran.
The
Covenant of Aldebaran. Aldebaran.
Covenant.
Yep.
I was like, I actually need help with the first one.
Just write your best guess and put a squiggly line under it.
It'll be great.
Get a red pen and put a little squiggly line.
I mean, it's in red already.
And make a knowledge roll. Cano. I think it's int.
It's
Based on
edu.
int. Okay, you go ahead and make a roll on that. It's more recollection, I suppose.
12. So I made it.
That's one of the star systems in the Taurus constellation.
Strong like bull.
Okay.
And that the spell allows the sorcerer to commune with something called Haster. Have you guys heard the name Haster yet?
I believe so.
Okay,
yes.
you have. All right. The description after the hymn says that that night the sorcerer will dream.
Through dreams.
They will visit a small planet orbiting the Aldebaran star. That's me in my book.
I'm like, I'm not moving. Don't look at me.
It also contains another ritual or song called the Eye of the Hyades. And it basically allows you to put a portion of your soul into one of your eyes, then you pluck it out and put it somewhere and hide it so you cannot die.
No one has mentioned this priest being one-eyed.
No.
We have not met anyone who has been one-eyed, I don't think.
Not that I remember.
Not that we've seen as like a physical
Yeah,
person
or
in an
not.
actual body.
Yeah. Well, we might have seen somebody. They might have had a glass eye, and we just didn't, pay close enough attention to see it.
I think we would have noticed.
Yeah, in this time period, they wouldn't
Oh,
be
yeah,
so
yeah.
perfect. That
They're not very
they're.
good.
I mean,
But Abigail, we've never actually seen her body, so it's possible that that's the type of immortality it is. It's not physical immortality, it's spiritual immortality.
okay.
Or who knows about the other mysterious people we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to pour through the journals just to
Okay.
see if I can find anything.
And are there any other hymns in the book? Real quick.
There's other prayers, but there's like no description about what they do. They seem to be actual just ritualistic prayers rather than quote unquote spells.
Okay. Thank you.
The you do in the journals, because he grabbed basically all of them. There's like
Right.
4 or 5 of them. Pouring through them, there's a lot of stuff about nightmares. As you're reading through it, you're thinking this kid has been going to some dark part of the dreamlands. Because he's having these same persistent dreams, but like the events that happen seem to progress rather than revisiting the same horrific site over and over again. It seems to create a narrative. There is a journal entry in there about having met Robert Trask at a restaurant, and he was probably about 14 at the time, 13, somewhere on there, and it talks in the journal entry about how fascinated he was by the story that this guy told, which was entirely different than the story of the actual sinking of the Titanic, and it involved some sort of giant sea creature literally grabbing onto the sides of the hull of the ship and attempting to pull it down, causing the ship to break in half. And then the journal entries basically kind of stop around 1914. Probably like 1916, which is obviously when he would have come of age, roughly.
And went to war.
And he didn't want to write about that. So, and there's no journals later than that.
Okay.
But you get the impression that he definitely was in some semblance of the Dreamlands. And there's a recurring character in there, a woman that he has been speaking with in these dreams.
Okay. I take my own notes and I just sort of consolidate a timeline of events, and put in any notable names and basically sort of like a little check mark with every entry that actually mentioned the woman.
Okay.
As well, and then I share those notes with Camilla and ask her what she had discovered.
Well, Sir Thomas of Bath had some disturbing ideas. But it does seem that the constellation of Taurus is quite important. But he, not long after he arrived in Bath, began to see what he calls the truth through his dreams. And that is when he began his worship of the king, who he calls the King in Yellow, who I believe we have been introduced to as the Wanderer in Yellow, or the Yellow Wanderer.
I think this priest might be a cog in this, but a higher up
this
cog.
is...
He seems like somebody...
this is from the late 1700s. So that goes along with what we've heard about different timelines and the dream world being important to all of it.
And the tie-in with the Taurian constellation as well. It would seem that our young nobleman's interaction predates his encounters with the odd folk that have been visiting him at his cottage. Apparently this is something that has captured him from youth.
Mm-hmm. How long has he been in contact with the woman in his dreams? And does he ever really describe her? Is it possible that it is also the woman in yellow?
It goes back to as far back as when he was able to write.
So yeah,
probably it's 5 or 6, when he would be capable enough of a writer to actually keep a journal.
Okay.
I would maybe later than that. I don't know.
8 to 10, depending on the talent of the child. But if he was sickly all the time and indoors all the time, you sort of tend to crawl into books and develop those skills early.
Right.
But I can. And how old is he now? Pout?
Let me check. I should have been consulting my grand timeline.
20-something.
James Arthur Smith.
Well, if he came
no. Well, he met as like a teenager, like 14 in 1913.
Yeah, he became of age in 1916-ish.
So yeah, if he was 18 in 1916, then he would be born in 1898. So we can think that probably 1808, somewhere around there, is when we probably started writing this stuff there and there.
Yeah, and he
Plus or
it's
minus a couple
1908?
years. 1908. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's 1923 now.
Yeah. So about 15 years ago.
So
That
he's like
sounds about right.
35.
No.
No, he's
No, like 25.
He's in his
25.
20s. Yeah.
Cool. Math is
I
hard.
did not put his birthday
Just
down.
today.
I just have the things
Every
that happen.
day.
That's fine. So
All the
we're
notes.
around there, and so apparently it's been quite some time. It's been about 15 years since he's had this kind of contact, or at least he's recorded that he's had this kind of contact. I'm going to go under the assumption that the bride or the woman in yellow or whatever we're calling her is the person that has been trying to contact him through his dreams. I think that's reasonable enough to assume.
Considering his connection with all of these other tangentials, it's a reasonable hypothesis. Though it's odd that, if that's the case, that no one had ever mentioned him, but if he's... I wonder if the spell that our native friends have erected might also protect his dreams from further intrusion.
I think that this man is pivotal, most likely, at some kind of anchor point or something, so at being at the center of some kind of portal between the dream world and our world. It would make sense as to why he's being kept basically sedated at all times.
Under watch by this unsavory
Well, he's
group.
definitely under watch. But the sedation, I mean, it's exactly what Doris wanted to do. What he is doing is exactly what Doris did, to try to prevent the dreams. So, whether he is just now moving out from an attempt to, like, free himself from their influence, in his letter to Abigail, it did not sound like he...
I don't think he
felt
understands
at
his
ease.
place in this. I think he's a dupe. I think he is someone that's being taken advantage of.
Agreed. Either way, we need to separate him from the rest of those people and also take care of what's below in a quick fashion. It sounds like things are starting to come to a head.
I hate to say this, Camilla, and I trust that your balancing voice will edge me in the right direction, but it could very well be that maybe the kindest and most noble thing would be to put this person out of their misery.
If one more person suggests cold-blooded murder to me today, we are going to start to have major problems. You just called this poor, tortured soul a dupe and a pawn, and now have literally suggested to my face that we murder him out of the ease that it would provide us, rather than attempt to figure out a way to protect him.
I am saying that there have been several people with a large amount of resource and a large amount of investment in this man that have already made this attempt.
Who
And
is that exactly? Because
his
we
father.
do not... Oh, his father, who just paid off a few people to watch over him and actually has no idea what is going on with his son?
Paid for years of psychiatric care as well. There were attempts being made to
And how
ameliorate this.
well did that psychiatric care do in keeping you out of the dream world?
It is definitely a area that our science is ignorant of and will most likely unable to assist him. But all I am saying, and I am not suggesting that we murder him in cold blood. That is not what I am saying.
That is exactly what you suggested.
No. What I am saying is that we need to prepare and steel ourselves for making decisions that may go contrary to our normal moral compass.
And while I am willing to admit that some of the things that we do could stretch ourselves further, and we may have to explore things that we did not previously know existed, that murder of innocence is a line I will not cross. And that is what you've suggested to me. And I will not budge on this, Isadore.
And as is your right, and I am not attempting to convince you otherwise. I am simply stating the fact that there are problems here that may only come up with one solution, and that may be an unsavory solution. And that
There is unsavory, and then there are those that would damn us just as surely as what we are fighting against. And I am not willing to jump to these horrific acts as our first load of solution, as it seems that you have begun to do.
we lost an entire generation to idiocy over ideals that matter very little to the common person. Death
I believe
falls
that
everywhere.
life matters to everyone, and I will not. And like I said, I'm not budging on this, and I cannot sit here and hear you. What sounds like say that because James is a lord, his life matters less, but because he is a pawn, that we should be so callous as to strike him from the board before we have exhausted every other option, without even looking for others.
I don't think that we should stop looking for other options. All I'm saying is that sometimes the needs of the one are outweighed by the needs of the many. And if this
I'm
person
saying
is
that
being
if that's
used,
the first thing that you think about when you read the journals of a poor, disturbed boy, then maybe examine yourself, and I leave.
Okay. And Isadore just basically just sort of tosses the journals onto the table and just sort of sits there exasperated.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the farm,
I don't know if we need to
It's a
roleplay
black
that
place.
out. We just
No.
go and we buy.
12 sticks of dynamite, please.
Since it's apparently super easy to get dynamite.
Sure, of course it is.
I was totally
Hello,
thinking
I am
that
for
y'all
a
would have to,
national.
like,
I would like to buy
come up with
12
some
sticks of dynamite,
crazy
please.
ass shit.
No, it's like you could buy it at
I'm-
most general stores.
I'm very sorry. A whale has washed up on my local beach.
There you go. Exactly.
Oh, gross.
There's video of that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Worst
it's not
ever.
good.
The best part is the
worst
chunks
thing
that are
ever.
like destroying the cars.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
yeah,
best
big
part.
chunks coming down and just wrecking cars.
Yeah. Wasn't that out?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we buy dynamite and go back.
Okay, you can buy dynamite and go back. This is probably a good stopping spot.
Okay.
So we can stop right here.
Okay.
Can we like walk in just as Camilla's like storming out? And she
Sure,
pushes
yeah.
past us.
Yeah, and I sit down exasperated going,
Yeah.
that was great.
Is everything all right?
We were having a discussion about things that may need to be done. And she has a very hard stance of what she is not willing to do.
Like pictures, all three of us sharing like kind of knowing looks, and then looking back out where she walked and.
What is horrible about it truly is that I agree with her.
Well, it may not be a committee choice in the moment, unfortunately.
All I was trying to do is ready her for the eventuality that that may be something that needs to be done. And she did not react well to that. But understandable. I'm certain that if I were in my right mind and somebody asked me, hey, can you murder this person? I'd go, no, absolutely not.
Well, if it comes to between them and us, or if they keep coming at us hard, it's not going to be much of a choice we have.
Well, let's just hope we don't have to make those choices, and let's hope that we can service this need in a humane fashion.
Yeah,
Because,
we
like
will
I
see.
said, I do not disagree with her.
Well, our first challenge isn't going to be that. It's going to be how to get the Lord out of his house while he's still probably not feeling very well so that we can blow it up.
Doesn't he go in for regular treatment still?
Oh, didn't you leave?
I mean, I stormed out of the room,
Okay.
but that was like hours ago.
Oh, no, we had it where we were walking in just as you stormed out.
Never
Yeah.
mind. My
Sorry.
bad. My bad.
I'm certain that shouldn't be a problem. There have to be some sort of intervals where he leaves to either go seek treatment or whatnot. We just need to observe and make sure that we're not observed being observed, which is why I bought this. And I bring out the binoculars that I bought that I asked about.
Okay.
So we can observe the cottage from a safe distance and not be noticed. Once we actually establish a pattern, then we can set up a plan and do what we need to do. But blow that thing up, we have to do.
Well, then let's get to observing.
I almost forgot. While we were out, can I purchase a knife?
Sure. Okay.
We probably got you like guns and stuff too.
No, you got all the dynamite you want, but you can't have a knife.
Would
So
you like to
much
write your
dynamite.
name down on the National Registry of Cutlery?
I would-
No, I do
How
not.
big a knife did you buy, bro?
Are you okay with carrying a gun?
I am not very good with small gun.
He's a rifleman.
Only big.
Can I
gun.
buy him a big gun? I bought a rifle the other day. You said it was like $25.
Yeah. You can buy him a rifle.
Are you okay with carrying one?
I suppose people will look strangely at Russian man with rifle walking around suburban England.
Don't necessarily need to carry it all the time, but having it.
Well, yes, it's fine.
We can get you better with a small gun too. We'll just get you one of those too. So while we're getting the dynamite, I'm gonna buy him.
Couple guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably like all my daily spend just to get the dynamite. So I'm like,
Oh no, I bought it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Real question though. Do you get your knife?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
See, American peddles all the guns on you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just want the knife.
He's wanted.
I had a zombie fighting me and biting my face. I'm a little traumatized inside. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're traumatized. You're used to fighting.
Right.
I mean, he's not used to dying. No.
Yeah.
I legitimately died. I would like to know, like, out of character, what I saw or like what happened to my consciousness during that period of death in the dream world.
Oh, probably absolute blackness.
Okay.
Dying there would be bad.
Okay.
He's like, ow, my soul.
Right. Let's
Well,
go ahead. Let's go ahead and
yeah.
end it there.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you for joining us for season 11, session 11, not season 11 of
Been here far
Murmurs
longer than I thought.
at the Abyss in Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Again, I am Stu, your keeper.
Yep. And we'll be back in 2 weeks of this game.
2 weeks.
Check out happyjacks.org/schedule for all the games we have coming up and that we're playing and stuff like that. And if you like this, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, or you get you can always leave like comments if you're watching videos that you like it, because that really does help people find us and helps us a lot. So do the thing.
And we
Right.
hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you're in the US, yes, absolutely. All right, thank you
Or
so much.
even if you're somewhere else,
yeah, we
and
still
you
hope you had a good Thursday.
or an expatriate, and we're somewhere else, and we're celebrating Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and not.
Cariños a mis amigos de México.
Yay.
Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink behind the lake, and the shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.